Yo, 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 what's happening? Welcome to the Amaury Love Podcast, episode 4. Cash advance. Man, foremost, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been tapped in, even if you peep game for a little or a lot. The fact that people are just tapping into anything that I'm doing. Like, I just dropped freestyle and played a Spider-Man game yesterday, and I'm like, I know the Spider-Man video ain't gonna do shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? 70 people watched the goddamn video? What the hell going on? Want to see Amaury Love play Spider-Man? It's crazy. But but I just really want to say thank you because, in all honesty, like, oh, and by the way, let me apologize for the goddamn audio because I realized in the past couple episodes that my audio is kind of low, and I'm like, fuck, bruh. So whoever's listening and seeing the audio now, see, I got the visual a little better, as good as I can, and I definitely got the I got to make sure that I'm talking to the mic. I'm over here talking like this, and goddamn, it's not sonically right. So I just want to make sure I can hear me and experience. You know what I'm saying? Me and my stories and all that shit. So we're here, right? And today's episode is titled Cash Advance, which is track 4, the last song on Act 1 on WVR, the Stoic-Man. I'm so excited. Yeah, bro, just real quick, bro. Y'all have no idea how excited I am. I've been listening to the tape since I, like, completed it. And it's real interesting because it's, like, I've completed tapes before, right? And I'm not going to lie. I told y'all the story about Free Jewels and 111. And this time we're going to get into the Revenge of the Nerd era and what I was experiencing at the time. But I always kind of last minute the tape. Not really last minute, but this one I feel like I really got to take my time, right? And I believe I shared this with y'all before, but if y'all never heard this, or maybe I could go a little more detail. This project, the way that I created it, was completely different than the other tapes, right? First, I made a conscious decision that I'm gonna write all the lyrics out first for every song, with the exception to the outro. The outro, I wanted it to kind of be as organic as possible because I heard that idea for the outro, which y'all hear it when it's called credits. Y'all hear it when it plays. That was always the idea. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna do the outro kind of. I'm gonna write it down, but I will complete it in full when I go to record it and stuff. But everything else, I wrote it before I made a beat, before I fucking, that, because once I had the idea straight, I'm like, all right, cool. All right, what's track 1 gonna be about? I bet. What's track 2 gonna be about? I bet. What's track 3 gonna be about? I bet. 4, so on and so forth. Once I had the idea, I was like, all right, cool. What's the energy that I want to feel? So I used my favorite songs or songs that I love that had a similar energy to the message I was conveying, and I wrote to those songs, right? Like I shared this before, which is kind of funny. If you listen to Dogma, I wrote that to Family Ties by Baby Keem and featuring Kendrick, which if you hear Dogma, it sounds nothing like Family Ties intentionally, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but even sonically and even my way I'm rapping and cadences, like, I'm sure I don't even know what it would sound like with me rapping that same way I did on Family Ties, but at least to get the words out, I listened to Family Ties and wrote all the lyrics down. Wrote the lyrics for the first song, and then so on and so forth for each song. And I'll elaborate later on like beats that I chose and shit like that because it's kind of random. But yeah. So I wrote all the lyrics down first. So I was even when I was listening to the pod the other day, and I was I'm like, damn, when did I really start this project, like actually writing? And I started writing probably around July or August of last year, I want to say. Let me see. You know what? I could be accurate because I got my notes on my goddamn phone. So let me see when's the first. Or at least it'll tell me the updated date. Let me see something. Because it tells me the Dogma. Track 1. Oh, no, it tells me the time it was updated. Because I was cleaning this shit up. Well, at least the last time I updated before recording was January 2nd. Interesting. So I started recording in the beginning of this year. But I wrote it like toward, I guess the latter part of last year is where I wrote everything down. After I wrote everything down, Then I went into making the beats, right? So now I have the lyrics. I got the lyrics pretty much committed to memory for the most part. So, and because I wrote to specific songs, I just utilized the BPM as a place. But I just wanted to be free, and whatever I felt like sounded good or sounded toward how my raps, then I just leaned into that. And I wish I was like a fire ass producer like Pharrell, a Hit Boy, a Kanye, a Timbaland, and you know what I'm saying? Like I think what I'm making for me sounds phenomenal, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got the MPC out and I'm hitting the button or whatever. I just seen Hit Boy video for the song that he just dropped. Damn, what's the shit called, bro? I need to be better with like being able to just reference shit, on the fly. But SNE, SX, this shit like upgrade my stat. Wait, my the PA3 called National TV. There we go. And I noticed this too in his videos. Like he rapping, he clearly made the beat, but he's showing you like him playing this shit. I'm like, damn. I eventually when I free up more of my time, cause I financially free myself, I'll be able to like, learn. Cause I'm saying I probably have an idea. I mean, I feel like on production, I'm still like real rookie with that shit. But I'm grateful I got to the point where I can make my sound really good. So I think this is a good pivot point because Revenge of the Nerd is the first album that I made. Like I made it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and at this time, for me to what I was using for beats, I had some packs that I bought that I had like certain sounds or whatever. But I also was using Arcade. So the combination of me, using the whatever packs that I use plus the Arcade app, that's how I made all the beats for Revenge of the Nerd, right? And at this time in my life is real interesting, right? So this is when COVID hit, right? So as y'all know, well in Florida or at least Miami, at least COVID felt everything was shut down probably for like a week, 2 weeks. Then it felt like everything back to business. I mean, completely different because now even doing castings and shit like that, you'd have to, before you go to set, you gotta 2 days before, you gotta go to a COVID place, get a COVID test, make sure you email it to the casting director so they can send it to such and such. Had to wait in these long ass lines, and at first they was being hella disrespectful with that little shit they put in your nose, because now they not just rubbing that shit around the nose, they was trying to touch your goddamn brain. I ain't with none of that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what the fuck going on. That shit was crazy. But there wasn't, like, it was paying us extra for stuff and all this type of shit. This was a weird world or whatever, right? Fortunately, I was still working at the airbase at the time, but during this time, it went from full capacity to now it's at bare minimum. I even ended up changing departments because I was initially supervising for housekeeping, but then they ended up changing me to like the mold team, because the mold team had a kind of more of a solid position in the base, because regardless of whatever's going on, whether it's at max capacity or low capacity, the mold has to be maintained throughout the goddamn facility. And to be honest, that's a sweet ass job because you're not really doing too much. All right. From this time to this time, we're gonna check all these buildings, and we're gonna go check all these buildings, and we're gonna just take our sweet time. So I got a lot of music listened to in that time frame. I done seen some animes in that time frame. You know what I'm saying? Think that job was low key clutch because the time frame was still waking up, getting there at 6 a.m. and I'd be home by 2:30. And then when 2:30 hit, boom, what's next? So now at this, so I was doing that for a hot little minute. Then the base was gonna be at its lowest, that they was gonna pretty much shut down operations or whatever, right? So I got an opportunity to go to Dallas. Now, mind you, at this time, I got music out. I didn't elaborate on this, but in this time frame, my parents ended up moving back to Miami, and then we was all staying in the warehouse I ended up downgrading the warehouse. Shit was, because there's a lot of shit going on with money and all type of stuff. So then my dream studio that I had all these plans to do something with it. I had it for whatever many years and do nothing with it. I ended up losing that motherfucker. And then so I'm in a smaller warehouse, and then my parents came in, and that shit was kind of crazy, bro. I lost my bitch. The job is at this lowest capacity. I'm sitting in a small ass square warehouse with my parents. Like, it was a whole bunch of such an uncomfortable like situation or whatnot. But the beauty, opportunities, and God always transition, or the universe, whatever you want to call life, and the the divine intelligence, collective consciousness that connects us all. I don't want to go into that. You already know what I'm leaning into. Oh, there you go. Anyways, anyway, so boom, and so we ended up getting a crib in Florida City, like staying at one of those. It's not really like a it's not a trailer. It look like a crib, but it's a trailer, but it's not a trailer, but it look like a crib. And it's funny because to me, I'm like, we ain't never really had no crib. We had in my my recollection from being a small child all the way up until my adulthood, like we probably had a house for like a year or some change. Because I remember when in the 6th grade we moved down south, we stayed in the house in South Miami Heights, but we was only there for like a year, and then I don't know, some shit took place where like some money was stolen or whatever the case may be, and then we was lacking whatever, and then we ended up moving to South Point Apartments, which thank God, because that's where I met all the day one homies, right? So everything happens for a reason. But so boom, we was living in Florida City, so we ended up getting a crib, and to me, I'm like, well, we got a crib, like, bro, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Now the peer pressure, because around this time, especially being a young man, I wasn't young, I was probably 28, 29 at the time, but I'm thinking like, man, I already had my own shit. Now I'm back, like I'm happy because we got a crib, and I ain't really tripping. I'm with my parents, you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm contributing to them. And what was dope is too, like, my ex's parents was able to employ my parents as well. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time I see my mama ever work. I mean, she done stuff and stuff I've been talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, but I see, so it's crazy. So it's like my parents are working at the facility, I'm at the facility, my ex at the facility, but the environment was still pretty straight. So my old boy is actually the first person to end up going to Texas, because they end up getting some contracts in Texas for other facilities or whatever, so they end up sliding. So I remember my old boy was gone for like a year. But then the opportunity came I'm like, you know what? I'm finna slide. Like, I should have been, because the money's better, all this type of stuff or whatever. But I'm chasing my rap dreams. I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go because I got stuff going on. And so when the opportunity came, and I'm already kind of like, like I was sharing with y'all before, I'm kind of done with like, oh, this shit's all the same. This shit high school all over again. You get what I'm saying? Like, I gotta build myself up again, and like, really get my pen game right and all this type of shit. So when the opportunity came, I was like, shit, if I go slide out to Texas, then anyway my old boy could come back, so that way, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much, again, shout out to Miriam, she ain't had to do none of this, but she did. So what ended up happening was my old boy ended up taking the position that I had at the air base, and I ended up going to Dallas, which my mom was happy in the motherfucker. Not for me to leave, my mom want me to go, but you know what I'm saying, I have a husband in space. So boom, Dallas was the illest shit ever, bro. I was living in Dallas for like 3 months, right? And that a short period of time is the most amount of money I ever made due to different things. Because at this time, obviously, like I was saying, I was within my consciousness journey, right? But then, the homie was in my ear about investing. Then the people that I'm watching are starting to talk about investing. So, and then naturally it's like, all right, cool. Like, I keep hearing this from different places. I think God is trying to, give me some type of signal. So, and then, all right, cool. I'm learning about stocks and support and resistance and higher highs and lower lows, and how to read the charts, and how there's naked trading, how there's also, all these different types of methods. Are you a scalper? Or do you like to swing trade? Are you long-term investment? Are you only investing in blue chip companies? Or are you investing in things that are very volatile? Like, so many different, once you go into one thing that I learned for sure, because I don't want to say act like a master none of this shit. I got the right results doing it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to that further into the podcast. But which is horrible. You should never get that's like right now, like if I was 19 and I got I just got a song off and it ended up hitting, that would have been the worst thing, because I would have got the results I wanted, but I was completely unprepared. So that rest of the journey would have been crazy, because like, well, you're not even that good to even be getting the shit that you got. So thank God, I'd rather let me turtle walk this shit down, and let me be in the cut like Raphael in the bucket in Ninja Turtles. Get it? Because when he was like Raphael, he had the bucket hat and like the trench coat. He trying to be incognito in the streets. All right. Anyways, so boom. So at this time, Doge is like a thing, right? And they're like, oh, Doge is like in and out of being a penny, and it's like, oh, eventually it's gonna go up to $1 or whatever the case may be, right? All the people that are talking about this stuff or whatnot, right? Simultaneously, different little things, because when COVID hit, everything dropped, right? And a lot of people that have money in the stock market, when things drop, they get into panic mode. Oh my God, everything dropped. The smarter person that might have foreseen what could have potentially took place and like kind of pulled out before any of this shit happened, right, looks at that shit like, oh, everything's on sale. You gotta think about it. When COVID hit and everything went super fucking low, there were stocks that were thousands of dollars that are now $40 a pop. And if you look at those same stocks now, they might not go been back to $1,000 as it was. It was probably in the hundreds. So you got like, so when shit went super everything in the red, that would have been a great opportunity to just throw money into things that throughout a 10-year period, that had an incline in the market. So anyways, right? So with this job at Dallas, doing the same shit, I'm supervising, we making sure this area is clean, whatever, like just making sure this shit is there. But the hours are crazy. I literally worked for 3 months straight, and it was 7 to 7 for 7 days a week for 90 days, right? I had a chance to take a break. Right? At one point, they're like, hey, if y'all want to, I'm like, nah, because the amount of money we making, and not, like, I'm not going to be able to make this amount within a short period of time. Again, I want to take full advantage of this. And the pay rate was crazy, and they was giving us per diem, which is insane, because on top of our pay, we was getting an additional $500 a week, right? So in my head, I'm like, oh shit, I could last off $100, bro. I'm gonna eat some bullshit. Like, at this point, I was already. At this point, I kind of gave, like, I didn't talk about my vegan journey. Maybe another episode we'll talk about holistic health and all that type of shit. But at this point, I was like, nah, fuck that. I don't even care. I'm gonna eat the bare minimum, just make sure I'm full and I got energy, and I'm gonna just kind of, hold on to, because the fuck. So I was taking the per diem. So the 500 was giving us per diem weekly. I was taking 400 of that and just throwing it in Doge. Right? Coincidentally, about the second week we in Dallas, that's when Doge went from a penny to 5 cents. So I already got like $800 in there that while it was a penny. So when it went up to like 5 cents, it like times 5 to 800. And I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of crazy. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. So, and it's funny too, because some of my staff, like the younger homies that were part of my staff, I was, I'm the type of person that if I'm on something and it's benefiting me, whoever's within my immediate space, I'm going to share that information, especially if we like cool like that. Because if it's working, that's something I want to talk about anyway. And then two, this information might help you. So I'm telling the homie Jerry, and I forgot the other brother's name. Shout out, I think Carlos. Shout out to bro. So I'm like, hey, bro, look, man, it was right here and it's right here. Y'all better tap in, because we making good bread, and we got to take advantage of this, because we're not here for a long time. And I remember they was getting paper too. You know what I'm saying? So we was investing. I think Doge, like, it was different cryptos. Like, obviously it was Doge, and then fucking Ethereum, and I ain't gonna lie, we made some bread. So anyways, long story short, I don't know how long it was while we was in Dallas, while all that money was being made, while Doge was going up, but at one point it was at 50 cents going, like, it was volatile between like 60 to 70 cents, just going up and down within that space, right? And I remember this day is when Elon Musk is gonna go on SNL, and thank God that, again, when you go into trading, once you start getting results, that should not be an excuse for you to not continue to learn, because every day there's articles, and like, I think there's I forgot the magazine that somebody had recommended to me. I think it's like Bloomberg or some shit, that it's fine. These are magazines for the people that for finance and all type of shit. So there's constant information on what's going on in the market, and even the news, all this shit affected, right? There is a way you could just look at the chart and just math it, but the news and all that stuff plays a factor. That's like the factor that's like non-tangible. You know what I mean? Because the market's gonna move based on how many people are buying or selling, right? So for me having to understand, and I remember that morning, because I'm like, people, like, the initial idea is, oh, Elon Musk is gonna go on SNL, he's gonna say Doge, it's gonna boost that shit up to $1, and shit, I'm gonna pull that. My idea is like, once it goes to $1, I'm gonna pull out. You know what I'm saying? cause and or I guess close to it, right? Because it's a bang game, you know. And if you, the one thing that you don't want to do while you're in that uh fucking financial whatever trading world is be greedy. If your goal is to make $500 a day, once you hit $500, pull out. Don't, you know, yeah, you could potentially make more, but if you're not following your rules, you could fuck up. Now you could have just had $500, now you're negative $30 because you wanted that extra $15 on top of the 500, but you couldn't just. Anyways, so that morning I'm like hype. Me and the homies is talking like, bro, look, bro, we about to get this shit for real. This is dope. I'm like, we at work making money and making money. My mama called me. She's like, hey, Poppy. I'm like, what's up, Mom? And she's telling me that my uncle, she was talking to me about crypto, and that was already a red flag. I'm like, Mama, what's going on? What you mean? What you know about this? Because I've shared this with you, but haven't had like depth conversation. I'm just letting you know what I'm on. And she's like, your cousin and your uncle, like they plan on. What she kind of told me, what I'm hearing already, and that was like, I'm like, I'm gonna sell right now. I'm gonna sell right now. Everything told me to sell right now, and I was contemplating too, because that the SNL thing was like way later in the day, and this is probably like 2 p.m. and I'm looking at the chart and I'm seeing this bitch go from 64 cents and went to 70 cents and then it started dropping down again, and I'm like, fuck it, let me sell it all, because at this point, I don't know how many weeks I was in, but me just throwing in those $400 every week, that shit turned into like $16K, and I've never had that much money in my life before. This shit don't even look real at this point. This is a video game. I'm looking at the phone and this is a video game. Side note, real interesting story. I mean, something interesting that happened to me in that space as well. I remember I was talking to my boss, and I was asking him like, hey, bro, like you buying, because again, I'm like, are you buying any Doge, this and third? He's like, nah, I'm not really with the crypto stuff. I'm gonna stay to the stocks or whatnot. And I'm like, man, Berg, you show like, bro, like this. And then he gave me a glimpse of his Fidelity account or whatever. I forgot which one he had, but he was like, oh, look, let me show you. And I look and I'm like, oh, this is real. People really rich out here. And not to say, put business out, but it the reason I'm even bringing this up, it left such an impression on me, because it's a difference to see something on the internet and to hear someone through headphones or a phone. Is completely different than having someone in front of you and they're showing you their phone and what, how they've been maneuvering and making the right decisions in life to put themselves in position. That was like moment for me, like, wow, so this is a real I could get there one day. So anyways, whatever, I sell. And what happened? Exactly that. As soon as that SNL skit took place and this man said the little bullshit, that shit dropped down to like 15 cents, bro. So that 16K that I had could have been 5 or 4, whatever that would have dropped down to. So I'm glad I listened to that inner voice. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker was loud, like, hey, you gonna be mad as fuck, bro? My inner voice yelling, hey, you gonna be mad? You gonna lose all this shit, bro. Damn, that's so funny. But boom, right? So I came up during this time. Granted, I'm making good money. Granted, this not Doge wasn't the only one. I was making money on, like, I was pretty much day trading and whatever the case may be. So I ran up a little bag, and then one side, I ain't gonna lie, my only spend was my diamond grill. That was my big splurge, because I told myself if I hit X amount, I'm buying it. I don't find a website. They could send me the mold kit, and I could fucking whatever, and I could get the diamond. It was perfect price, and they had a sale too. It's like buy one get the other one half off and shit. So I'm like, oh, and I'm getting a deal on the top and bottom. The top don't fit no more. I'm kind of tight, and now I'm thinking like, shit. When I actually get braces, I ain't like until I got money by now. Hey, bro, just do the top part. Hell no, I love my bottom grill, bro. Fuck all that. Just do the top. My bottom teeth straight, anyways, bro. Y'all gotta fix some shit in the back of my molars or something cool, but don't fuck with the bottom row of teeth. The materialistic nigga in me is crazy, but it's the truth. That's how I really feel. So anyways, I bought that, right? And I remember the girl I was dating at the time. Cause it's funny, right? I never haven't really gotten to my car stories and shit like that. But as y'all know, I've had a bunch of cars and they all was gone for however many reasons. So at the time, I had got a fucking a C300. It was a 2012, but it was fire because it was a black C300, but it was like the premium edition, and that bitch had a DVD player in it. And you could see it because I did a freestyle on the Mike Jones fucking goddamn, this is still tipping. Nigga, I've been lit. I've been riding around these whips. I've been back and forth with these bad bitches and still dropping them dictionary full of thoughts. I put my Christian girl in my eye. In return, she put me on stocks. I'm about to save up for this rock. Huh. See, even the words I'm talking about, even the words that I'm rapping is reflecting what I'm actually experiencing at the time, because that freestyle came around that time. Anyways, I had right before the trip, that car was so fucking gas. It had a fucking 6 DVD. I mean, it wouldn't play when you drove it, but I could just park somewhere, put on, and I had the Chappelle Show, like the one that my sister bought me when I was fucking, how old? Whenever Dave Chappelle Show came on DVD, I remember my sister came to live with us for a little bit. That's the first thing that she bought for me. That, the Eminem CD Encore, and fucking Jay-Z and Linkin Park mash. That shit was hard too, because I had a DVD, and then you see like the making of him doing like different verses again, like Bit Pimpin' and shit like that. That's fucking a wild ass combination, but I fuck with that CD and Linkin Park. But anyways, right? So boom, all this is happening. I'm getting this bread, and I'm already plotting like, all right, cool. Like I can get my crib, I can get my own apartment. I'm gonna go back and buy my. Oh my bad. Let me go back to the car. I'm sorry. I kind of fast forward a little bit. So this is the car I had at the time, right? When I was gone in Texas, I'm like, I let the girl I was dating fucking whip it at the time. I was like, nah, just hold the car, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know your situation. It's good. Like I ain't even tripping. Coming back. So within like the second week that I was in goddamn Texas, I get a call and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh my God, you could be so. And she's damn near tears. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what happened? And she's like, I got in a car accident. And I'm like, oh, are you okay? Like, fuck the car. Like, I ain't tripped. Like, what happened? Like, are you okay? Yeah. And I'm like, all right, we good. Like, don't trip out. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever you got to do. That's why there's insurance. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So that car disappeared. The insurance, and they kind of hold me too. I ain't gonna lie, because the car that little, you know, when you don't go to an actual dealership that deals with the cars they make, you gotta buy a used car from your dealership. If they don't do shit the right way, that shit can fuck you over. So what I ended up experiencing is I bought this Benz, you know, excited, like, oh shit, this shit, however much, I'm gonna pay this much monthly. I don't give a fuck. This bitch clean. This shit got a DVD player in it, bro. I feel like I'm in 2012 and the new shit. Cause I ain't really tripping about no new car, but I've always loved the C300. And that goes back to like when I was living in Tuscany Place, when I was roommating with my homegirl in Tuscany Place, our next door neighbor, this man had a bad bitch and a red fucking C300. And I thought that was fun. I'm like, bro, this man's living his best life right now. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like he was always in a good mood. Some swole motherfucker. Like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, little man? That month, I'm like, damn, this man just living his best life. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But so the car ended up getting crashed or whatever, right, within that time frame. So in my head, I'm like, all right, cool. When I come home, I'm finna buy a car cash, and I'm finna goddamn get my apartment. And I'm like, all right, and I'm already on this trading journey. So in my head, I'm like, all right, cool, it's good, because I know I'm gonna continue to make bread, because I got bread or whatever. All right, little did I know how much everything really costs and shit like that, or just how, whatever. Because then I end up after Dallas. Cause Dallas that shit was fire. That's like I don't like, cause I was working the whole time, so I didn't get to really experience everything. But I did go out a couple nights and turned up in Dallas. That shit was fucking fun, cause like the facility was working at apparently is like one of the biggest arenas in the fucking United States or whatever, and like the downtown or whatever little area was in the was right next to it. So shit. And then at first we was staying at this hotel right next to the I mean, later on we ended up going somewhere else, but at first we were staying at a hotel right probably next to the facility. So after, you know, when the work shift over with, I'm taking everyone, because it was the shifts were broken down into 2 different shifts. You had night shift and then you had morning shift, right? So and so we'd change. So when everyone comes to work, the night shift, everyone's getting in the van that we just drove into to leave or whatever. So That's how you know what I'm saying. So I'm picking everybody up, dropping everybody off, and I'm like, shit, I, I'm finna take this whip and do some shit. That was fun. I did have some cool times, bro. Even not when the little bros had came or whatever. We went to go see fucking Mortal Kombat and Godzilla and shit like that. I'm like, oh, my little bros is here. I got a little cat. I got some cash on me now. Like, now I'm gonna treat my bros. Y'all trying to go to Chipotle? They were finna eat Chipotle. They were finna go to movies. We going whatever y'all want. Like, that's where I thought I had it. It felt good though. It felt good because I'm naturally a giver. So when I am in a position where I have a lot, I get something out of being able to give. Like, even with this tape dropping, like, there's an idea that I still have. I'm still gonna do it. I just couldn't do it before the tape dropped. That I want to give to everyone that contributed to the tape, which I think was gonna be so fire. Just to be able to, like, yeah, I did that for my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I could do even more. Anyways, so I did get to experience Dallas turn up. There's this one place, I forgot what's it called, bro, but it was right across the street. It was walking distance from the hotel, and they had this jerk chicken sandwich with fries. I used to get that shit every night. As soon as I got off of work and whatever I changed, I will walk straight over there, get me like 2 Yinglings, and eat that jerk chicken sandwich with fries, bro. It was so fucking good. I'm like, I got a jerk chicken sandwich. Hold up, man. What's going on? Talk to me. Anyway, so I did get to experience Dallas for a bit. It was fire. I really loved it. The people there was fire. Best Mexican food I had. I mean, again, I haven't traveled. I haven't been to LA. I've never been to Mexico. But the Mexican food there was so gas, bro. So fucking gas. Damn, that was a wow. That's not even too long. That was like 2022, whatever, somewhere around that time. I know it was 2021. I think. Yeah, it had to be around that. I'm not 100% sure. And this is neither here nor there, but some random fact. I went to Texas TJ Maxx, right? Granted, bro, I used to splurge I never cared about brands like that outside of Polo. Polo's my favorite brand. I don't know if it's because I'm from Miami or because I used to see Lil Wayne wearing the small type Polo shirts, and I'm like, I need those. I don't want the fucking Hanes pack. Fuck that. I need the Polo shirts that Wayne got. And then it transformed to, this is my shit. Like, fuck, I don't care if I was inspired by Wayne. Now this is my shit. I love the small Polo shirts. But so when I was in Dallas, bruh, they had I walked into TJ Maxx, and they have Versace in that bitch. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. Why is it? And I'm like, this gotta be fake. I'm looking, I'm reading the little text. This is Versace. And I could tell this kind of a little more expensive because the shirt like $100. But you know, them shirts for them high end brand before, which is crazy. Like, I don't understand. Even y'all that got like for real, why y'all spending thousands of dollars on clothes? Unless you really into fashion, like that's been your shit since you was little and you know the fucking intricacies of how something came about. I think that's different if you know what I mean? Like, if you hear someone like A$AP Rocky or Kanye or whoever or Pharrell like talk about fashion, it's actually a thing of their passion. And so I don't even think they're, you know, shit costs what it costs, but I don't even think they're looking at it in the price of a space of goddamn of value and what it costs, more so the artistry behind the fashion. You get what I'm saying? But if some people just be buying shit just because it say Balenciaga, like, y'all not even fresh, bro. Like, y'all don't feel me? Thank God for the Dipset era. That shit really got us knowing how to get fresh for real. Cause like, we couldn't afford Ed Hardy and shit like that back in the day, which is crazy. Cause I could go into TJ Maxx right now and buy an Ed Hardy shirt for $8.99. And back then, if you tried to get an Ed Hardy shirt, that bitch was like $150, $100. Like, which, so it blows my mind now. Look, bro, I got Ed Hardy shorts on right now. I got these bitches for $14.99. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, that bitch would have been $100 for some Ed Hardy shorts. But anyways, so we had to work with our tools. So it was like, we finna rock skinny jeans? So fuck it, we not finna wear skinny. Like, we finna go to PacSun to get our jeans because they 2 for $89. So we can get 2 pairs of skinny jeans. All right, this week I'm finna get the dark blue ones and the light blue ones, and then next week I'm finna get the black ones and the gray ones, and boom, now I got skinny jeans in every color. I bet we finna go to Hot Topic and get the belts and fucking whatever cool at. Oh, they got a Naruto shirt. They got a Dragon Ball Z shirt. Oh, this shit match my forces that I just got on my dunks. Oh, I got Spider-Man SB dunks. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get the Spider-Man hoodie at Hot Topic. So it, you know, and make it look clean. So it wasn't about the brand. It was actually about how you rock that shit. Some of y'all just throwing expensive clothes and think y'all fresh. Nope, absolutely not. All right, now I'm just talking shit. Anyways, bro, boom. So I'm saying this whole Dallas story, right? I ain't gonna lie, I was buying fucking Yeezys in Dallas too. There was some store, and I remember because there was a picture of Erica Badu, because I didn't realize she was from Dallas at the time either. That was like a one-on-one connection. I was like, oh shit, I know Erica Badu's from here. But there was like a mural with like her painted on it. It's dope because it's the wallpaper of my fucking MacBook. Um, and actually, I'm dead ass serious. I'm gonna see if I turn this shit on. I think it'll be cool to show y'all. All right, shit live. Let me hurry before that shit. Let me hurry before that shit die. I'm him working hard to get a check. I'm working hard for this. Time between us, I've been going in. Ain't it obvious? I don't miss. I just go and get. My hand always itch. Been in the pinch. Take the pain away. Turn it into gold. Like on froze in the simulation. Manifest the mo. Damn, I fucked it up. No, it's coming up right now. My bad. I never like updated it, so like the intro here look ugly as fuck, but I'm gonna show y'all the picture. Anyways, so boom. After Dallas, the first thing I do is the girl I'm dating. I'm like, look, come pick me up. We finna go buy a car. Take me to the, because at that time I was banking at One United Bank, and I remember my homies and my girl at the time was like, why are you bank? Like, I understand you want to bank black and stuff, but you're driving way to North Miami to this bank account versus just getting a Chase or whatever. I'm over here trying to be righteous and shit. And everyone's, but it was inconvenience. So I had to I drove to One United Bank. I remember I took like $10,000 cash. Granted, I've never held $10,000 cash in my hand. And granted, I'm with my dream girl. I got $10,000 in my pocket. We about to go to the Benz dealership to go fucking buy a car. Like, nah, you got me fucked up. Life is good right now. And oh man. So we end up not getting it that day. Oh, and granted, and this entire time as this is happening, I'm figuring out my apartment situation. Like, nah, fuck that. Now I'm gonna get my apartment, my first apartment by myself for the first time. You know what I'm saying? About the goddamn time. Because I've lived by myself for a minute, but there were different situations. I had a roommate situation first, and I'm living in a fucking warehouse. Now it's my apartment. Like, for me, which is funny, from 2016 up until 2021, I ain't have a closet, or I ain't sleep in a bed. Right? Well, because even when my parents were going to get in the house, I had a futon. Like, I want the space in my room so I could record and shit like that, whatever. This time it's like, nah, cool. The living room, I'm gonna have my TV and the game shit over here. In this corner, I'm gonna have the studio stuff. My room is just, that's the grown and sexy room. I go to my room to sleep and to get my exercise in, if you know what I'm saying. Damn, this bit died. I was trying to goddamn show y'all this shit. Oh no, it's coming up. Oh, there we go. All right, I can see it now. Yeah, this is the wallpaper on my MacBook. So this was the mural. This is the mural, and nigga, ain't no one asked you to pop up. This is a mural that was next to the sneaker store or whatever. I don't know how to adjust it, but it had Erica Badu on there. And I'm like, oh, this is fire. So now it's the wallpaper of my damn laptop. But anyways, so boom, I end up just fast forward because I'm gonna go into nuances about shit that's not even important. So I end up next day coming fresh from Dallas. I end up buying a car. I end up getting the same car that I had before, but this time I got a red C300 that was a year after it, but it didn't have a DVD player, and I had to buy it cash because what I initially thought was, I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna take this 10 out, but I'm probably gonna throw like $6,000 or $7,000 on a car that's like 10 to 15, so that way I can have crazy low monthly payments. They didn't want to finance the vehicle because of the situation that just happened with the Benz that got in an accident, and how I got fucked over is because the people that sold me the car didn't add Gap when I signed up for Gap, right? And the guy who sold me the car ended up leaving or some shit like that. So it put me in a situation to where I was like, fuck, bro, it's not my fault, but I'm not paying. You got me fucked. I'm not paying that shit. Well, I guess I'm waiting to 7 years, and then y'all finna take it out my goddamn credit because I'm not paying that. Y'all got me fucked up. So I had to buy a car cash. So out of the money that I probably had, I had 30, somewhere around 30 up. 16 of that was in Doge. Well, 16 was just sitting in stocks and shit like that. And then I had like 15. I had like 15 just sitting in the account. But I took 10 out of that bitch, or 13. That's how much my car cost. I paid 13K for the car. I loved it, that red Benz. That was exactly, because remember I was just telling y'all how my next door neighbor in Tuscany had a red. It was the same one. I was like, oh, this is perfect. And then it was kind of cool because it had like on the windshield, on the back of the windshield, it had like a yellow fucking Benz sign, and then the brakes on the, like, not the brakes pads itself, but actually the shit around the brake that holds the brake pads, that shit was yellow. I'm like, damn, this shit kind of clean, and the black leather seats on the inside. I didn't care about having a new car. I wanted that car. And I ran that shit down. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I was doing, because once which we'll get to that in a second, right? Well, within the story. Anyways, so I'm back home. I'm back home. I'm feeling myself. You know, I started working back at the base again for a little bit until it completely shut down. We had probably like 2-3 months in there or whatever, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I got a secure 1300 every 2 weeks outside of all the money I just made. So boom. Now at this time, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Because I had dropped my first EP called Amaury Love. It was a 3-track EP within that time frame, like between 111 and Revenge of the Nerd, because I was already in Dallas, but I was itching to record, like I was itching to drop something, and I had recorded these 3. I recorded like, it was 3 songs. I recorded those 3 songs. And made the beats for it. And it's funny because the song that I have the game feature on, that was my second beat I ever made. Because that was recorded and within the compilation of those 3 songs. Because I like, and I was like, oh, I could drop these 3 songs because I got them in, whatever. And I think at the time, Drake had dropped the fucking, it was a 3 fucking track EP. I forgot what the fuck it was called, but it had what the fuck is this? The 3 songs? That one with Lil Baby. The other one, that the fucking video, he's in the snowplow. I don't know why he's in the snowplow, but that song used to be hard. I ain't gonna lie. I was bumping that bitch in goddamn Dallas. I'm making it change today. And another song, he's like, I got 2 bitches in their 10s. Damn, bruh. See, now I'm disappointed to have a Drake fan now. To be a Drake fan now. I'm just kidding. I just wish he ain't take that. Like, I wish he just took his L, bro. Like, come on, bro. You just took your L. All right, cool. You won, bro. Not all the extra shit. Motherfuckers like, yeah, I'm gonna pay to find information out on you and your family. Niggas rap. Just rap. Just the internet, bro. Play off some funny shit you seen. That's what he did with you. He ain't say nothing no one's ever said. But Kendrick's so good at rapping that he did it in a way that no one could have done it. And, you know what I'm saying? And then that's it. But could have fun with it opposed to being in. Anyways, I'm sorry. This is me venting because you know what I'm saying? I didn't, because my homies be like, this man don't fuck with Drake. And it's not necessarily the truth, but there is a disappointment because when you a fan, it's like, come on. And not to, you know, I'm not make this a thing or whatever, hating on Drake, but I could see why people have the perspective on how they feel or whatever, or how things could look like, you know. Because, like, if you a hip-hop fan and you love hip-hop, there's going to be certain things that you see and kind of be like, that don't kind of look right. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, even, like, the comments on, like, Europe has better rappers than America or something like that. That's crazy. You know, Busta Rhymes still drop songs and shit. Like, you know, fucking Mos Def just did a live stream rapping live in the cosmic space. Bro, it's kind of some blasphemous things to say. But when it comes from a place of ego, or if it comes from a place of like whatever, like, I don't know. It's just me being an observer. I have no say, so I'm at the smallest level ever. I don't know who cares about my opinion like that. But I'm just being honest with how I feel and how I see things. I just kind of feel like, nah, it's kind of weird, bro. Like, you should just, again, everyone's lost a fight. Shit, my first fight I lost. I got beat up from my little brother. Defending him. Somebody was picking on him. My brother had this big ass Megazord fucking thing. And he's like 5 or whatever at the time. And these kids was fucking with him. I'm like, bro, leave my little brother alone. And he's like, what? What you want to do? I'm like, bro, what? And then where I'm standing at, there's a big ass like rock behind me, right? So the buddy didn't even hesitate. He just took off on me, and Susie hit me. I lost balance because the rock that was behind me made me fall. So I lost immediately because the moment he took off on me and I fell back and landed on my goddamn back, he just jumped on me. We fighting. I'm trying to hit him in the head, but I'm like, even if I got more hits in, it don't look like that because my back is on this big ass rock and he on top of me. Whatever. It split it up, and I think it's funny too because the kid that I fought, his big brother was outside, and he's like, the big brother low key, he kept going like, oh, what, you ain't done? Ooh, like, you gotta fight him. Like he was. I'm like, damn, bro. Like I just like we getting up hot, and something happened. I think my mama came outside, and she's like, I forgot what happened. She's like, oh no, I'm gonna get his dad. And I remember the dude was like, all right, bring them crackers outside. And then my dad came out. They didn't expect to see a black man. They're like, oh man, you know them kids, man. They just, you know what I'm saying? They just whatever. And then my dad gave this whole speech like, man, y'all live here. This is where, man, we got to protect each other for people that come in. All this shit, bro. And that was so funny, bro. Cause then I remember like whatever, like we walked aside, like after all the shit, and me and the dude looked at each other. He's like, "Oh, you straight?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." And then that was it. The next day, I went outside and playing fucking what's the shit called? Throwback tackle. Cause like wherever my apartment building was at, we had there's obviously I told y'all in the middle is big ass grass thing, but there's grass was all over, so we'll play like throwback touch and shit like that on the apartment complex. But the embarrassing thing, I'll tell y'all this because I don't give a fuck. I'm old now. Like, this is just shit that I really experienced, and I don't mind telling my story because it's my fucking story. So I remember like a week, like a little time passed by, right? And I'm dropping my little brother off at school. Mind you, I'm in 6th grade. Yeah, I'm in 6th grade, right? I'm dropping my little brother off at school. And while I'm inside, and my brother's going to Pond Lake Elementary at the time, which is like down the street from South Point Apartments. So we in Pond Lake, bruh, and the same kid I got in a fight with was inside. He was going to Pond Lake, and he walked up to me as I'm dropping my little brother off with his home. He's like, "Hey man, didn't I beat you up the other day?" I was like, "Hell no." And I'm thinking to myself, this nigga in elementary school and got off on me, bro. Like I was so embarrassed, bro. That shit hurt. I'm like, you must have failed a couple times or something, bro. Cause we the same size and all this type of shit. But goddamn, how funny, bro. That was funny. I got beat up by a 5th grader. When again, I don't give a fuck. It was kind of funny. But anyways, I took the L. Cause whatever, next day, whatever, we all live in the same place. All right, we cool. We playing throwback tackle the next day. All right, shit, you got me off on this one. Beat your ass in football today. Like, whatever, bro. Like, just, brush it off. South Point was interesting. I really can't wait to have like the homies on here if we could talk about some stories, random shit that took place before. Shit that when I talk about it now, I'm like, damn, that really happened, bruh. But anyways, that was a side story. So now I'm back home, right? I caught me the Benz. I got my apartment, right? And I bought my furniture, all the type of shit. And thank God for the woman that was in my life at the time, because I remember just kind of like, I love women naturally decorators and creators, and she's like, oh my God, I'm like, look, if I send you this bread, can you just look, as long as I can do my little nerd shit, whatever, you can set the shit up however. So I remember coming back home, because I came home for 15 days, right? That's when I got the car, set up the apartment stuff, did my little paperwork, whatever. And then there was another job for 2 weeks in fucking Wisconsin that we had to clean water tanks out this goddamn army, in this army base or whatever. Wisconsin, that's the first time I've been around real white people, right? In Miami, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's Caribbean for the most part. You're either Cuban, or fucking Haitian, or fucking Dominican, or Puerto Rican, or goddamn, the fuck, all the Virgin Islands, Bahamian, all this type of shit. So there's a spectrum of different cultures, and because we're all from the Caribbean relative, that's why it's easy, you know what I mean? All our dishes are damn near the same. Everyone eats fucking plantains, motherfucker. Just all this shit's just in different ways. Wisconsin, I've never been around real white people. When you go to, it was Sparta, Wisconsin. When you go down to they fucking downtown, that shit looked like a 1930s Western film. And this shit they had like one bar, and I'm like, it's fucking, it was cool. Boring as hell, but it was cool. Felt like I was in a Disney movie or some shit. Like one of them Disney movies they used to play in like the 90s and early 2000s. Anyway, so when I came back from there, then I got my apartment, boom. I was working at the airbase for a couple months, and then I started working on the tape Revenge of the Nerd. Granted, I came back, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna step now, because I told myself I'm gonna take a break from everything. Now I'm gonna step back outside. I think the first thing that I did, I think Trina had like some event or something going on, and I remember opening up for that event. I think that's the only performance I did like in that year, low key. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fly, and then I'm gonna go back to working on the tape. That event was cool as fuck too. I remember like, cause I was happy as fuck. I got my grill. You feel me? I'm in my red Benz. I'm pulling up, parked right in the front of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if anyone was noticing, but to me, that just felt great, bro. I'm in the crazy hood hoodie, RB fatigue hoodie. I remember seeing Super Cindy in there. Trina was there. Goddamn. That shit was a cool ass event. And I was running into people I ain't seen in a minute. And I'm saying, like, my dogs, shout out to my motherfucking dogs, man. The twins, bruh. And they was fucking, because I met the twins through Benny Negrito. Rest in peace to him, because he was somebody that in my early days when I first started performing, and that, like, my first time on the radio was through Benny Negrito. And then shout out to Strong Arm Radio, because that's the first radio station that ever heard my voice on the radio. That I guess was owned by Flow Rider at the time, and that's when I met the twins there. Them my motherfucking dogs, bruh. Shout out to y'all, man. The Revolution Boys. Hold on. Man, fucking good old days, bruh. Anyways, bro, everybody was out there, bro. Like kind of like, oh man, this is refreshing. Whoop. And then that time frame, I started working on the tape for Revenge of the Nerd. Now, this is where the story goes from, yo, I'm at my highest high. Fuck, I'm whipping my dream car. I'm with my dream bitch. I got my grill finally. You get what I'm saying? I got a little money in my pocket. I could do whatever the fuck I want. This is where the story takes down. When I was in Dallas, I was completely undistracted, right? So I told myself, I'm here, I'm going to get my money, I'm going to be present, and I'm going to study stock trade or trading in general. So my idea was, okay, when I come back home, I got this bread, I could really try to, because the goal was to make $500 a day. That's sweet. 500 days, how much? And the stock market at least is from Monday to Friday. Opens at 9 a.m. Opens at like 8 a.m. or some shit like that. Closes at 5, right? Billions of dollars get exchanged throughout that time frame. I just need $500. If I make $500 a day, that turns into $2,500 a week. That turns into $5,000 every 2 weeks. That turns into $10,000 a month. I'm cool off that. I could make a decent living just making $500 a day. Now, this is the thing. For you to make $500 a day without completely, because, you know, they're going to give you the ratio thing. You should aim to make, I'm probably going to be butchering it because it's been a minute, but your pull out is just as important as your pull in. That sounded crazy. Pulling out is always important. Even with a condom on. But I'm saying it, so you want to make sure that you're not like, okay, if I'm investing $100, I'm willing to lose $20. If my 100 turns into 80, I'm pulling out. I don't care if that should jump back up. You have to have your own rules set when it comes to trading or whatever. Anyways, the more money you have, the easier it is to make. So, perfect example. Let's say a stock costs $1, right? And it's volatile. This stock moves between $1 and $1.10 every day. Like, it's constantly going from $1. It might go up to 98 cents. Then it might go up to $1.07. You know, this is where, let's just say, this is where it relatively lives in throughout the week. It might vary. Now it might be $1.17, and then it's $1.07. But like, it's within that window, right? So let's just say it's $1 right now, exactly $1, just for the example. And I got $10,000. Right? So if I invested $10,000 in a stock that costs $1, right? That means I have 10,000 of this one stock, right? That costs $1. So how does it work? If that dollar turns into 98 cents, then I'm gonna lose what, $200 because it went down 2 cents. So my $10,000 turns to the $98,000, some shit like that, or $9,800. Now, if that dollar turns into 5 cents, right? I mean, if that dollar goes to $1.05, for every penny that it goes up, I make $100. So because it went up 5 cents, now I made $500. So now I have 10,500. Pull out. Okay, it's back at $1. Put in. Oh, it's back to $1.05. Pull out. Oh, now I got another 500. And just, I know I'm making it seem way easier than what it actually is, because it's way more intricate, especially if you don't really know, because there's people that naked trade, right? Means they don't put nothing on their chart. They could just look at it and have an idea or a gauge. Okay, this is looking bullish. This is looking bearish. Oh, this is kind of, it's in the middle. So, but you have to have the eye for that and would have to know. But there's people that do all type of shit and all types of fucking the Fibonacci scale and all type of other shit. You feel me? Or they look at the fucking I got a book that my best friend gave me. She was like, "Oh, I believe in you. You're so smart. You should study this." And I'm probably gonna tap in a little later once I get this money right. Because again, you got to save money in order to invest money. Don't just be broke and just invest in it, not having nothing to, that was my mistake too. But anyways, I'm starting to record Venture the Nerd. I'm starting to learn how to, get in my pocket on the beats that I really want to make. Revenge of the Nerd, some of the songs, because I made the song with the game first, right? Because even that opportunity, it's funny, the last little $1,000 I had on Doge, when I got that, because like around this time in COVID, you had artists promoting like, hey, look, it's times are hard, whatever, everyone trying to, look, man, I'll work with you, what's your budget? Ooh. So I remember when I seen the game put that, and I'm like, for a second I'm like, oh man, I thought the game was gonna retire. Thank God, it's my time. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna exist on Earth without a verse from the game, bro. So I remember reaching out, and whoever, whether it was him, no, I doubt it was him, it was probably whoever worked. I was reaching back out. I was like, all right, what's your budget to the third? And I gave a realistic number that was still expensive, but I had it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say this because this is the game. This is a legend. Ain't no way I'm gonna say some bullshit. I got $50. I got $100. You the fucking game. I wouldn't even dare say no shit like that. But at the same time, I ain't fucking balling like that. I just came up. I'm my first time in the 5-digit space, and I'm trying to stay there. So I said the number, and the reply was like, all right, you get 12 bars. Huh? Bruh, give me 24 hours, please, bro. I gotta sell this stock. Like, bruh. Went right. My little last, whatever I had on Doge, sold that bitch, pulled that shit out, sent that money. And it's funny because he's like, all right, just give me the weekend, and you'll have it, when the week is in. I send it on a I talked to him on a Thursday. I sent it on Friday. I got that bitch on Saturday. And then his engineer or whatever sent me the vocals, like the dry vocals and the mixed like I'm like in my phone right now. I got the game's dry vocals, and that shit is amazing. Regardless of, you know what I'm saying, like I didn't get the privilege of like really, cause in like the ideal hip hop story world shit, it would have been dope. Like, oh, I heard his music, that shit was fucking gas. I reached out to bro because I believe in him, and now we finna go to the studio and now develops. I know all this shit is business, bruh. The 16-year-old in me is disgusted, but the 36-year-old, well, I'm gonna be 36 next week, understands it's business, bro, and you can't take this for granted. However, if you a fan, you a fan, regardless of who people are and how they operate or whatever the case may be. It don't matter. At the end of the day, it don't matter because it really doesn't affect you. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I got a fucking song with the game, and he rapped on my beat that I made. And I got a video for that hoe. I was shot by Francie. Like, nigga, motherfucker can't tell me nothing, okay? I I don't care what it could have. It could have went wood. It could have went 3 times platinum. I got that, bro. That's such a fucking privilege. So boom. So I was creating kind of songs sporadically, but then it's like, all right, cool. I'm making the beats, and then the way I approach creating this tape, writing wise, I was punching in. This is the first time I'm punching in, but I'm not just saying whatever and then punching in, because like that, nothing in my spirit would even allow me to just say random things. Everything has meaning, even if it sounds meaningless. You know, even if I'm popping my shit, there might be a word that attaches to this word actually like, for instance, I just dropped the Amaury freestyle, right? I know that there's stuff that people not gonna catch. SNES X, this shit light upgrade my step. SNES, Super Nintendo X, Mega Man X, this shit light upgrade my step. Dr. Light is a person that upgrades your fucking footwear in the game. I'm gliding. All this is in 2 lines. You know what I'm saying? But like, I know people not go, unless you're in the know, you're not gonna get the reference. So I guess this is a beautiful thing about me being able to have my podcast and talk about my different experiences and stuff, so you get context to even the music, because that's really one of the goals here. I know that visually, right, and marketing wise and all that type of stuff, I'm lacking in, and I know it. And it's not like I don't plan on making moves towards that, but I got a plan, and I'm trying to do my best to stick to it and letting God intervene, because some better shit come in for the plan, that I'm all in it. But if it's not better than what you know what I'm saying, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta be patient. I can't just be in a rush to get results because, you know, everyone's doing whatever they doing. I can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too. So, funny story, right? Around this time, the base is already over with. I'm making my money because, again, I kind of hold the bread, and now I'm scared. Like, I'm like, one thing, you don't ever want to trade with fear, right? So I'm like, damn, I'm down to like my last 5 racks. I still gotta pay rent. That's about $13.50. I still gotta fucking pay my license $100. Gotta pay for the internet. I gotta pay insurance for the car. So this shit gonna last me about 2 months. I got my groceries. I still got my blood. So, I'm doing random ass jobs, and around this time, I got an opportunity to work at this company called SCF. What was this company called, bruh? It was pretty much this company. What they did was, they were a staffing company, right? But they had contracts with the Kaseya Center, the Carissa Center. I call it the Carissa Center, even though I know it's the Kaseya Center, or the AAA Arena, which I was there the first day it opened. I'll give y'all a little sub. Let me give y'all a sub story real quick, man. Give y'all some Miami history, at least for me. So, as y'all know, my dad was one of the background vocalists for the Gloria Estefan band in the 90s, right? The only brother on the back vocalist. And my old boy performed at the Arsenio Hall show, which is crazy, because I was just telling my mama, I was watching Brilliant Idiots. I talked to my, and they was talking about the Charlamagne the God was talking about the Arsenio Hall book, and then I'm like, oh, that must be a fucking fire ass book to read, because all the people he interviewed. I wonder how that whole story came about. I read the fucking book, and I was talking to my mama about it, and my mom was like, yeah, you know, your dad performed on Arsenio Hall. I'm like, that's cap, bro. Like, mama, stop lying. My old boy ain't fucking performing on Arsenio Hall. She sent me the YouTube video, and I thought, because again, my dad's, it's not like he the lead of the Gloria Estefan band. He's a background vocalist, but I'm listening to the song Gloria Estefan singing, and I'm seeing it's panning into Gloria Estefan and then panning into my dad. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm like, yo, that's so fire, bro. Shout out to the Arsenio Hall. Shout out to Arsenio Hall for even, because I get to live with, that's my old boy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, going to the Heat Arena story, right? When it was year 1999 going into year 2000, right? That's when the AAA Arena which was called at the time, was opening up for the first time, right? I didn't know that until way later. You know, I'm a kid experiencing this, so this is the arena where the Heat play at. Okay, the Gloria Estefan. I remember being there too, early as fuck. Like, cause you know they're preparing for the stuff or whatever. So we was all throughout the fucking AAA Arena. And I remember I didn't even care, cause this some normal shit as far as like, my dad makes music and he performs, like, you know, whether it's at a big venue or a small little club or whatever the case may be, this is just some normal shit. And I'm just stressing my mama about Pokemon cards. Like, hey, mom, I'm trying to go to Bayside. I know they got a EB Games there. I'm trying to go get these Pokemon cards, mom. Cause that's what my obsession was at 10 years old. I guess. So, so yeah, I was there when that was my old boy was one of the first people. I mean, one of the first people along with everyone else in Glory Stefan band to perform at the AAA arena. You know what I'm saying? I be teasing my dad like, Dad, you know you're the first black man to perform at the AAA arena? And he just look at me like, I mean, cause it's funny because Puerto Ricans, especially when you're from the island, it's like racial identity first. So, granted, race is definitely a thing here. I just see it. It's just the older people see it with a different lens because everyone here is everyone's mixed for the most part. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in the features and in the hair texture and stuff like that. And especially the deeper you go inward in the island, the darker everybody gets and all that stuff. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. So I was just saying I was at the AAA arena when it first opened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. And funny enough, I got the Heat Arena tatted on my arm. Right? And I got Batman back here. So I got the Heat Arena tatted on my arm with the 2 championships because at this time that's when we won we got the 06 championship and we had one of the first championship with LeBron. So that's why I got 2 championships on my on the actual banners and shit in the Heat Arena on my arm. But anyways, I wish I could zoom it in better and shit like that. But maybe I'll take a photo or some shit one day. But it's funny because initially when I was getting this tattoo, I was telling the artist like, man, I want the Miami skyline. That was initially the vision. But then he was like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it's not gonna, the skyline, it's, our sky, it's not like, New York, there's certain buildings that are just, okay, Empire State Building and this, that, and third. Like, visually, it has an aesthetic that you notice that, this is New York or whatever. So the Miami skyline might not be immediately shown. He's like, why don't you just get the AAA arena? I think go a little harder. And I was like, all right, fuck it, yeah. When he showed me the idea, I was like, fuck yeah. That's when we ended up getting it. But later on, when I spoke to my mom, or showed her the tattoo, like, Mom, look, I just got the AAA arena. That's when she shared the story with me about us going to she's like, you remember we went to the AAA arena? I'm like, yeah, that's when it first opened. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that. So, cool little story. But anyways, I ended up working for this company that has staff in the AAA arena for like security and staffing and shit like that, and then other little random stuff. Like I remember we worked the F1 event like 2 years ago, and I got to see fucking Lauryn Hill perform. Like I got to see Lauryn Hill rehearse. Like that was gas. And I remember there was a couple of days in there that they was stressing us because we was working in the kitchen doing all types of shit. We either moving fucking garbage or taking food out to the tables and doing all these type of like whatever, just shit working. Hey, you working? Go here work. It wasn't until the last day that we got to like enjoy everything that was going on. But I remember one of the things was Lauryn Hill was rehearsing, and she's like in a hoodie and sweatpants and some glasses on, and she going crazy. And I'm sitting there thinking like, wow, I got to bear witness to this in real life. So fucking fire. I seen Busta Rhymes in that bitch. All types of shit. But anyways, that's a little further in the story. But so I'm doing that, and I'm still doing gigs here and there, but because of COVID and all this type of shit, they were, at least for me, I wasn't getting casted like that crazy. And then when they was casting me, they kept trying to cast me like, do you want to play a prisoner? Or like, bro, like, do I look like a thug to you? I mean, they probably see me, they're typecasting me because he's Puerto Rican and he's got tattoos on, you know what I'm saying? He's a little darker. All right, bro. All right, keep giving me these goddamn fucking these prison roles. Which is funny. The last one that I did, that's the last time I seen Carlton. Rest in peace. Cause we had both booked the same thing. Oh, I got a photo of it right here. Where that bitch at? That shit was kind of fun too. So yeah, I was still doing the events, and I was started working at the it's called Epic. There we go. The Epic was the company I was working for. So working at the arena doing staffing, and this is the first time. It was weird, right? Because it's not just them as the company that hires people. There's an internal company that has staff. Then there's different outside companies that have contracts with the arena to bring staff. So everyone gathers up, and then as employees, you kind of pick a supervisor you're gonna work with. So at the time, shout out to Johannes. He's a person that was in charge of like having security in the fucking on the barricades and shit like that. So you're right next to the fucking you're right next to the fucking the arena. Well, not the arena, but the fucking stage. And depending on where they put you at, you probably could watch the show the whole night. So it felt like every time I was going to work, it was to go watch a performance or a Heat game or some shit. Like I got to see, what was it? I forgot what year, bro. But I got to see like the finals when they was in the playoffs and shit, and like where they assigned me at. I'm literally like standing where where people walk down into the 100 section, just making sure people, oh, you good? All right, cool. But when the game is playing, no one's really moving around. I can sit and watch the game and enjoy it with everybody. Fire ass job. Goddamn. But yeah, so I seen a lot of performances, right? Granted, like y'all know, I'm not really too familiar with like the whole who's who in like the reggaeton world, but it made me realize like, damn, I noticed at the AAA arena, there's way more Latin artists that perform at the arena than everybody else, and it'd be random fucking performances too. But who I seen perform? I didn't get to see Bad Bunny's perform. I started working there like right before. I seen Daddy Yankee's performance like 3 times low key because I worked it twice, and my best friend, she's one of the dance. She ended up getting being one of the dancers for the tour for Daddy Yankee's last tour. So when they came, she was like, "Oh, look, I can get you. I'm gonna get you tickets." I'm like, "Nah, let's not do it because I want to work and I need this money because I gotta pay rent. But I'm off this day. I'll go to the one in Fort Myers because you're still gonna be in the area." And I got to see and they got us on stage. She got us on stage too. That shit was fucking fire. She's like, "Look, when this song comes on, go walk over there. They're gonna bring you guys on stage. You get to meet Daddy Yankee and be on stage for one of the songs." I said, "What?" And it's kind of trippy too because I was just sharing with y'all that I was there when the Heat Arena opened. So I remember the arena when it was empty and kind of like standing on the stage and seeing the POV of being on stage and seeing like an empty arena or whatever. So going on stage when Daddy Yankee brought me and a bunch of other people and whatever to perform the little shit or whatever, and the perspective of looking at the stage and it was swole was kind of crazy. It's different, when I'm at work, even if I'm standing in front of the barricade, I'm in front of the barricade or I'm in front of the fucking stage. It's not the same as standing on the stage while everyone's pulling how their phones out and all that shit was kind of crazy. I was like, "Ooh, I like this. This is kind of exhilarating." Yeah, so I got to see that. Who else? I seen Kid Cudi had a performance at the AAA arena, and I remember because I seen Denzel Curry, and it was so dope because he just happened to be walking backstage, and I seen him like, "Oh shit, that's Denzel Curry," and he see me and dapped me up, and I'm like, "Hey, you a real nigga, bro. That's fucking dope." He acknowledged me, and I'm sure he has no idea who the fuck I am, but I just thought it was cool that he was just a real one. You know what I'm saying? And and I was happy as fuck because I remember because he was one of the performers that performed before Kid Cudi came on, but he performed walking on that performance, and I was hyped because that was my shit. That's still my shit. Low key, if you hear the rapper on WVR, the Stoic-Man, I wrote that to walking. That's why even the beat switch when it goes from like boom bap to like a trap type beat is inspired by that song. But yeah, so I seen them. Who else did I fuck? It's a lot. I seen the Drake concert. The Drake concert was fucking crazy too, cause that shit was dumb swole, and fucking. It's kind of crazy when everyone is singing your lyrics at the same time, and I'm like, damn, like even these old ass Drake songs, like people are still like word for word. That shit was kind of crazy. And that was a stressful ass day too at the job because they had us doing extra shit. They're like, "All right, Y'all gonna be right here on the stage. When we call you guys are gonna make a line, and Drake is gonna walk from this stage to the other stage, and then you guys gotta stay in line until he comes back to the other stage. And yo, bro, I remember this shit, bro. It was so fucking funny, bro. So when that part happens, right, and Drake, we make like a line, everyone's holding fucking everyone's arms, and the motherfucker walked through the middle, and then goes to this other stage or whatever. And I think they just play random. I think at one point in the performance, he's like, "All right, y'all, we just gonna vibe. We're gonna play some music and just turn up for like 10 minutes. Everyone have a good time." So motherfuckers is turned up or whatever, right? But we have to still stay like this because we have to keep the fucking little line shit until he comes back into the main stage, right? So as they playing music and shit like that, bro, this fine ass female, bro, and I'm not lying, I promise on everything. There's people there. Fine, the bitch was so bad, right? She started dancing on me while I'm fucking, we're like this, and she going crazy, and I'm like, what the fuck? And her homegirl is looking at her like, oh my gosh, she's so drunk or whatever. And then I look to my left, and the old dude that had that I had we was locked arms and shit with, he was mad. He was looking at me like hating, bro. He was hating hard, bro. And I'm sitting there like, damn, bro, this shit. I ain't never get no dance at the job before. Bro, that shit was so funny, bro. But that was a cool performance. I'd worked one night. I didn't work both nights. I had worked on one night at the event. Well, who else did I fucking saw? Oh, they had the UFC, the first UFC in Miami after a long ass time. I was there, bro, and I was so happy too, bro, cause like, again, you working at the arena and at security or fucking staffing, you could get an ugly ass fucking spot. They could have your ass at the goddamn gate 6. You got, and once the concert start, you just sitting there bored. They don't even let you take your phone out in that bitch. Man, I'm inside like for the UFC thing, and I remember it was a big thing too because they had we had a meeting a week within the week, which we never done before, about the event so they could lay the rules down because the UFC has their own security and how they run shit, and then they have and then us that we're assisting pretty much the main security or whatnot. And that night was crazy because Donald Trump was in the building. I remember like my supervisor was like, bro, you know the Secret Service in here. See, you lying, no goddamn Secret Service in here. Like, yeah, because Trump gonna be here. Mike Tyson was in that bitch. A bunch of fucking the floor was full of celebrities and people that you would recognize, which is kind of crazy to see that. I'm saying, like, what the fuck? I just seen Ski Mask Slump God. Like, what? That's fucking crazy. And in the section, I was so grateful, but I got blessed. The section that I was in, because they, like, obviously, the UFC arena is like a fucking octagon, right? So, like, and there was, like, different sections around the octagon. So, wherever my section was at, I remember the first thing that I seen was Odell Beckham. He had walked in this shit. Then, goddamn, Grant Cardone was in this section. Fucking a bunch of people that I recognize that I'm probably familiar with. And then I seen from like a distance this goddamn, what's the dude with the mullet, bruh? The funny motherfucker, the white dude. Goddamn, bruh. If anyone's listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But he ended up pulling up, like walking up, and I'm just like, bruh, that's so crazy. Like it's Grant Cardone is talking to him, and Odell there, and then like it's funny because as I talked to when the night was over and I talked to the other homies at work, they was like, bro, I was right by Mike Tyson, and I'm like, what the fuck, Mike Tyson? Then my other homie talking about something, he seen 6ix9ine and gave him a hard time, which was hilarious, bro. I was like, what the fuck, you lying, bro? You ain't say. I thought he was just like popping shit, but he might have been dead ass serious. This like older Puerto Rican motherfucker. But anyways, bro, that was another night that I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like this was dope as fuck, and getting to see the fight in real time. I didn't even realize how, because I'm not my homies and shit like that into UFC and martial arts and shit like that, because the motherfuckers be training and shit like they trying to fight people. One homie does jiu-jitsu, my other dog in the army, so he was always training. The other one does fucking Muay Thai. I wanted to take boxing, but I'm like, let me either get on and have some more free time, or let me goddamn let me complete these 2 years at the goddamn job so I can have a fucking stable what's this shit called, bro? Schedule. That's the only thing that's like certain things that I'm not doing right now is because of my schedule. But that's neither here nor there. That's not an excuse. I'm just saying that's my reason. But yeah, bro. What else, man? Because that shit that had a lot of fucking dope events. I seen comedy show. Like I got to meet DL Hughley, man. If you know me, you know DL Hughley's my favorite comedian, and I love stand up comedy. I met DL Hughley before. I met goddamn I'm sorry. because I met D.L. Hughley. He was cool as fuck. Let me say this story first, because it was a damn, what event was that, bro? But I think it was a comedy night. I think Mike Epps performed, D.L. Hughley performed, DC Young Fly performed. Who else performed, bruh? There's more. Cedric the Entertainer performed. It was an ill lineup, right? And at the end, because we're at work, and just like on set, when you see the artist or you see the professional, you're not supposed to bother him. But when I seen D.L. Hughley, that's the first time I said, "Nah, fuck all that." I need to say I just need to say, "Yo, I appreciate you." So I remember I seen him and I started walking because he was talking to somebody else and he was walking with security or whoever he was with, and I asked the dude, I'm like, "Hey, bro, you think I could just I just want to say what's up to D.L. Hughley. I ain't tripping about no picture or nothing like that. I just want to have a just say hi or whatever." And then the dude's like, "Just give me a second, I got you." And I was being sincere too, because again, I didn't get to share the story last time, but I remember I started, and I'll real quick. When you see your homie or you see somebody create, you know what I'm saying? Like, just if I'm chopping it up with something, this is somebody I genuinely want to chop up with, don't fucking interrupt because you try to get your beat off or some shit like that. And the reason I didn't say the story last time when I was talking about the Family Ties video shoot, and I'm not talking about Kendrick and Keem. I'm talking about the song Hands on You with Fat Joe and Jeremiah and goddamn and Bryson Tiller and shit. My homegirl Brandy, she was Bryson Tiller was just posted. Nobody would buy, because we in like some mansion type shit and for the shoot and whatever. So he was just posted over there, right? And I'm sitting, because they're in the middle of like fixing the set or whatever, so there's a lot of downtime. I'm sitting on this couch. I'm over here fucking writing raps and shit. I see at a distance that Bryson Tiller was just posted on the wall. And I seen my homie Merk and Brandy. They was chopping it up with him. And I'm at a distance, and I'm seeing. I'm like, I'm not gonna go over there, because three's gonna make a crowd. Because now if I walk over there, some other people gonna walk over there, and then it's gonna make it. And bro, like, no one want. I'm sure this pan probably get attention and all types of shit all the time. Plus, like, nah, she's genuinely a fan. She fucks with this music for real. Like, yeah, I fuck with Bryson Tiller. Who doesn't fuck with Bryson Tiller? But I mean, like, when you like a real, like, if I seen Wayne somewhere, there's 1,000 questions I could ask, because that's my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? There's obscure shit that I'm like, hey, when you recorded goddamn whatever, when y'all was doing Can't Feel My Face, like, how was that recording session? Like there'd be shit that I want to ask specifically because I'm a fan. So she's a fan like that about Bryson Tiller. So they're just at a distance, I'm seeing they just chopping it up. Someone else walk in, because I'm observing too. I'm like, that's so cool that Brandy get to top it up with Bryson Tiller. To me, that's so hard, right? Like, this is so dope. We're like in the midst of our fucking dream and shit. And I seen someone else walk up, and after like damn less than a minute, bruh, I see Bryson Tiller slide. So later in the night, we chopping it up, and she's like, "Man, you understand, bro? We was talking out. Like, it's crazy. This dude just walked up in the midst. We having a conversation with Bryson Tiller. She's like, we not even talking about fucking nothing or whatever. They was talking about nothing, but it was having a genuine conversation, right? The other dude pulled up like, hey man, what's gonna cost for me to give you a beat? So, like, he came in pitching a sale, bro, and you could tell homie was like, all right, man, I'm gonna holla. Yeah, I gotta go, man. Holla at y'all later, and just fucking slid. But because of the energy, bro, you came in there with your own selfish intentions. They over here having a real conversation, and from what was described to me, like, they was actually, like, it's just like when you talk to random people, like, you know what I'm saying, and just have a genuine conversation. That was the energy, and then someone came in and interrupted it. So I'm saying this to say, when you see don't be selfish and try to insert yourself in an opportunity or situation or whatever someone else got. Man, it's just let people have they shine in their moment and stuff like that, bro, because you don't know what that means to them. You know what I'm saying? You over here trying to make some money, and you just fucked up a dream conversation. This person was 1.5 forever. But anyways, with the D.L. Hughley thing, I'm walking, and like he's like, hold on. So we end up walking damn near all the way to the outside and shit like that. And he's like, hey D.L., this young man want to speak to you. And he turned around. I was like, man, you my favorite stand-up. Like, you my favorite stand-up comedian. But I just want to say it's an honor to meet you. And I remember he looked at my uncle. I don't know if that meant anything, but I remember he looked, and then like his energy, bro. He like, I could tell I don't even recall what the conversation was, but he gave me like 2-3 minutes of his time, which felt like forever. Cause I'm saying like, yo, I'm really talking to DL Hughley right now, which is how I felt too when I spoke to Chance. Like when I met Chance the Rapper at the Starline, at the Starline, bro, we chopped it up for a little minute, and I'm in my head like, bro, I'm really sitting here talking to Chance the Rapper. I'm kind of nervous, cause I'm like, bro, it's Chance the Rapper. Like my boy Nick used your acid rap was his fucking theme music for his college years. I remember Nick being a huge fan of Chance the Rapper. Obviously, I'm a fan as well, but I wasn't, even at the time, I wasn't so deep into the discography like I am now. But you know, so I went off the strength of one. That's Chance, bro. Like I've cried to the intro of fucking The Life of Pablo. So you know what I'm saying? I'm already biased regardless, even if I'm knee deep in the music or not. But I know for a fact that my bro is a super fan, so I know my bro can't be. So I'm definitely gonna be here for bro too. When they come for you, I will shield your name. I will, man, calm down. That shit had me crying. Anyways, so but yeah, bro, DLU was so cool, bro. He was so cool. His energy was so good. I've had interactions with like celebrities and people famous or whatever the case may be, but he was one of the few people that was like you know how you could feel people energy when you in their presence. I felt like, oh man, you a real one. I know you're a good human being, and I know, like, you know what I'm saying, like whatever. And then someone else came, a girl came, say, and then interrupted that. But I'm happy I got those 2-3 minutes and got to meet my favorite comedian. So yeah, that's another thing. What else was at the arena? I so much more. It's like these random bands that I've never heard of in my life that played, that everyone knows about, and I'm like, who is this random band from Spain over here selling out concerts and shit, and bad bitches and old bitches is here yelling they fucking lyrics. It's crazy, bro. So much. I had so much good, like, but that was a good thing. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly. I'll be lying to say like, oh, I'm a Machine Gun Kelly fan and like fucking listen to every single song, but when I do hear, whenever Machine Gun Kelly pops up, I'm like, okay, it's like, this could be straight, at least the rap part. Maybe not rock thing, but his fucking concert was fire though, like production wise, and like the songs he played, and it was like a mixture of like hip hop and rock. Like I'm like, oh, I see why you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? It was deeper than the thing. I'm trying to think. Oh, Doja Cat. You know what's funny? The Red tour, I had read or something that I think Doechii had opened up for Doja Cat in that tour, and in my head I'm like, did I see Doechii perform? Like, cause I don't even remember, cause I worked that night, and obviously they have people that open up and stuff like that. But now I'm thinking like, bro, did I get to really see Doechii perform like before Doechii like super blew up? Even though she was already fucking who she is, she's always been who she is. I love Doechii. Doechii's phenomenal, bro. Doechii's like, you know how like there's like now, like everyone's either influencer, popular, like cool, quote unquote, right? But there's few artists that transition into stars, right? And I feel like Doechii's a star. Like she's an actual star. Like if you see her music, her fucking her everything, bro, from choreography to visuals to goddamn her performing, like she's dancing and performing at the same time, and probably and has her hand in everything that she's doing. Like it seemed, again, I don't know her personally, and I'm like, what do I know? I'm just being the observer. But from the outside in, it's like, it's so dope that she's doing her to the maximum, but she takes her shit like super serious, bro. And she don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like she got something with Lady Gaga right now. Like she just on she know what her story mode is, and she going for it, bro. Shout out to Doechii. That's I love Doechii. Ain't motherfucker tell me I'll argue a motherfucker down. She's a star, motherfucking star. But anyways, I seen Doja Cat was fucking fire, and I think Ice Spice had opened up low key too. So I definitely seen Ice Spice perform. So anyway, I don't remember, right? But that was fire as fuck too. It made me appreciate Doja Cat's like discography, because I'm not obviously I know whatever hits or whatever I get exposed to, but being able to hear her live show, that was kind of crazy, bro. That was kind of fucking fire. But yeah, working at that arena, I got to see a lot of live performances and kind of study and see, oh, this is the track list that people go. These are songs that ring off. Why are these songs ringing off like this? Oh, this song, you know, it had me understood like, okay, there's songs that you rap and show skill. There's songs for the radio, and there's songs for the arena. You know what I'm saying? And you can see when shit hit, and it's like, oh, okay. So I was thinking about that too, especially in the midst of making my music. Even though I probably didn't get there at that time, it definitely was things that I was thinking about at the time. So this is what I'm doing to sustain my livelihood, and I'm enjoying it and learning from it. Within a 9-month period of me whipping the bands, because I was also doing Instacart, which that's just delivery shit. And I'll do that shit from like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. because I'm like, yo, I gotta make $150 a day because I gotta drop $50 in the gas tank, and I gotta make $100 at least, because if I do that for 30 days, then that's $3K, and my rent $1,300. I got, you know, I'll be able to pay everything, have some pocket change, and then I also got money flowing in the air for all these gigs and shit that I'm doing. So, but I ended up like, you know, you're not supposed to. Cars from get A, B. I'm over here doing this shit all day, every day, and I ended up fucking up the car up. So then that shit died. So now I'm carless, and I'm taking a bus everywhere, but still doing the exact same thing. But now a lot of my time is gone. Not only am I doing that, but then I'm working on a tape. I'm trying to get this shit right, and I'm thinking, oh, this is the best tape I've ever made. This is the best music. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy, and this is the funny thing, right? And it's funny how the cycles of things work. This is my first time I produced everything myself, so there's a piece of me that's like unsure how it's gonna sound to the world, right? And I think it's natural for a creator to have a concern because you're making music for people to listen to. So as much as I am making it for myself, I'm also thinking about the listener and the observer, and I want them to enjoy or connect to what I'm making. So right before, I don't know when this happened, but I remember Dot dropped the post on Instagram and how like, oh, I've been isolated for XYZ, and like this is my last album with TDE, and he dropped, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is gonna drop. I forgot the date that it dropped, but I know it's like within the week of my birthday. And one, I was like, bruh, nobody gonna listen to Revenge of the Nerd, bruh. Nobody. I don't care. No, why? I'm not even gonna listen to my tape. Kendrick dropping. Is you crazy? What the fuck? The last tape that he dropped was Damn, and technically it wasn't even Damn. It was the Black Panther soundtrack, which we was bumping heavy too. That's a fire ass soundtrack. Like, what's the song? I'm real heavy in the street, understanding the streets. Oh, that shit. I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. That's a fire ass soundtrack, bro. For me, that was like another tape. I was like, oh, this is that on a compilation tape on a bunch of West Coast shit. Anyways, and then I remember when I was in the middle of doing deliveries when the Heart Part 5 came out, and I remember listening to that like 1,000 times over. I'm being sarcastic. There's no way I listened to it 1,000 times, but that shit was on repeat. That shit had me like teary-eyed because, you know, even like the reference at the end to like Nipsey and like what he was saying and how, man, I wish I could quote it because I definitely don't have that song memorized like that, but that shit is such a beautiful song. And I remember just playing it over and over and over and over. I'm like, oh my God, Mr. Morale is gonna be crazy. If this is what he's coming with, oh man, celebrating life when they come back around. See, I can't even. Man, that shit was powerful song, powerful. The Heart Part 5 is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my entire life. And I might sound biased, but it's just like, you don't even listen. Go read the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even listen. Go read the lyrics and then listen to it. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick out here like Kendrick like Tom Holland Spider-Man out. Okay. This is the Avengers universe. Man, would he be? Yeah, I think so. Probably be Tom Holland. Oh no, or even Loki be Black. Nah, but Black Panther died. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman. Anyways, it don't matter. Point is, so I'm like, at first I'm like, yo, this tape is fire. I got like some songs that to me were dope as fuck. Even and I got some features on like Veli's on Revenge of the Nerd. Obviously I got the game feature. The homie Crazy Hype, which was Crazy Hype. It was a part of a duo group called the Get Some Crew, and they're offshoot, like if you're talking about like the family Florida tree, right? Obviously you have Uncle Luke and the 2 Live Crew, so they're like the Get Some Crew. They're from Broward, but they're off the branch of 2 Live Crew. So I had got to meet Crazy Hype and Kenny G at one of these events that we did. That was like a Miami convention type thing where all the Miami artists supposed to pull up. And not everyone didn't pull up, but a bunch of people did, like Piccolo, JT Money, so on and so forth. Which is kind of dope because it was like a community Miami hip hop event that encouraged to bring everyone together. And so I met Crazy Hype and Kenny G, and RP to Kenny G because he ended up passing away. But I got the opportunity to meet them, like meet Kenny G, and like because he got to tell his story there. Damn, I need to get my laptop. Bro, I have a Mac computer, like a big ass Mac computer. My ex's dad gave me, and I got a lot of that footage on there, bro. I gotta figure out a way to get it or go on my old iClouds because that whole era was just different, bro. I might actually have it on my laptop. We'll see. But Crazy Hype, he's on the song On God. Yes, I know. Please don't remind me. I need a hit. Shit. So yeah, bro. I had features on that bitch. I got to storytell again in the context of the tape. Like WVR is a direct sequel to Revenge of the Nerd because Revenge of the Nerd is showing what my life was in 2022, a whole day in 2022, and WVR is showing that in 2025. But with Revenge of the Nerd, I didn't get to complete the idea exactly. Like I completed the idea, but I got to master it on WVR. Like this is WVR. I mean, Revenge of the Nerd is Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake for the MSX, and WVR is Metal Gear Solid 1. For reference, not really. If you're talking about home discography, this is the Phantom Pain, but. As far as like the from jump of quality like to like, oh, this is the idea, this was actually fire, but now we got it, this is, what I'm saying, this is it. And then that was the first introduction to Clout-Man, because Clout-Man makes his return on WVR at the end of the song Demand. There's a part where I go to the radio station and meet this dude named Clout-Man, and Clout-Man pretty much trashes me, and it's dope because on WVR, the Stoic-Man, Clout-Man makes his return, and he's on 2 skits, because the radio skits or whatever. So it's cool. Like I made like in the Amaury Love cinematic universe, I have characters that I'm making. Granted, remember, and just for context, right? All my music comes from a place of truth. It's damn near my reality, right? If I'm stretching or exaggerate things just a little bit, it's really for my protection of my real life and situations for people that don't care about having a business out here, because not everyone cares about the internet. Not the baddest bitches I know don't even have social media. It's just what it is. So I it's just for me to but when we talking about my freestyles or anything that I'm saying, I stand on anything that I say. Like, this is real. It's coming from a real place. This ain't fucking, I'm not, Now, if I'm making an album and I'm telling a story, you know what I'm saying? Quentin Tarantino ain't talking about his life every time he fucking make a movie. You know what I'm saying? So, George Lucas, you know what I'm saying? George Lucas is, Luke. Obviously, Star Wars is based on the amalgamation of all the shit that he loved and put it together, whatever. So when I'm making an album, I'm trying to tell my truth as much as possible, but I'm also trying to create a narrative and story and something. You get what I'm saying? And using real parts of my life and putting it together to tell a cohesive thought. You know what I'm saying? Based on true events. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the Get Rich or Die Trying movie by 50 Cent, it's the closest to the truth to where he could do without fucking, you know what I'm saying, putting everything on fucking blast. So I'm just giving context because mother, like, oh yeah, you want to exaggerate the truth or what? Duh, what the fuck? This is music entertainment. The fuck? I get to do my podcast and tell you my truth. You know what I mean? Anyways, so this is so fun. But anyways, right? So I got this again. This tape was amazing to make. I got to do this at my crib. Punch tape, really take my time when it came to like just making sure that I was perfecting and the way that I'm approaching in this and the third. I was really, who was I bumping at the time heavy too? I was bumping the Baby heavy back then. I was bumping Baby Keem heavy. I was going through a bunch of old school songs and shit too at that time. I'm always tapped in listening to shit. And yeah, bro, I was really locked in. And I was doing, that's when I started doing my freestyles for real too, like really like locking in, like being consistent with freestyling over other songs, because I was like, this is my way to practice and get better. And I adopted that then, and I've kept it consistent for the most part. Especially this year, I'm like, it's half the year through. I'm on like 25 freestyles. Yeah, I got 25 freestyles out. That's kind of fire. 25 motherfucking freestyles out. It's crazy. I didn't think I was gonna get this much, because I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, like someone like Soul or something. He been going crazy since last year, consistently damn near every Sunday. And I love hearing like, damn, like someone who's been in the game, someone who like, because Soulberg was a fire ass tape as well. I was bumping the fuck out that shit. I don't know why, but I really like the song D&D. That shit go crazy. D&D, bitches blowing up my phone. Please leave Solo alone. Do you want a Birkin bag? Ain't no racks in there. What you want an NBA? What you signing an NDA? Bitch, you doing a lot. That shit go hard as fuck. Smoking weed, smoking out lights, untouchable like alright, man, my bad. But yeah, so boom, so Revenge of the Nerds about to drop. I hear that fucking Kendrick's about to drop Mr. Morale. So in order for me to get my little shit, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna do a song called Obito, which ended up becoming the bonus track on the Revenge of the Nerd remaster. And I kind of like, man, because I remember having a conversation with the girl I was talking to at the time. I'm like, man, ain't no one finna listen to my shit. Kendrick dropping. I'm not even finna listen to my shit. Why the fuck? You know, like kind of upset. Like, what the fuck? I'll be mad at I was mad at Kendrick. I was mad at the set of circumstance. This is that I was given. It's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And in the first draw, or on your like, it's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And you got second turn, right? So you waiting for your first turn. The person first, he just drop a God card. You like, bro? Now I gotta figure out. Now I haven't even drew my card yet. I got a shitty ass hand. You already got a God card on the field, bro. Now I gotta deal with the God card before I can even figure out my own strategy. So that's how I felt. every time Kendrick dropped, I'm like Vegeta. You ever seen the Vegeta meme where he's like he's looking up in the sky and it's raining? It's like, Kakarot. You better turn Super Saiyan 4, bro. I just got the Super Saiyan 3. Why the fuck you got Super Saiyan 4? Alright, now I gotta train to be Super Saiyan 4. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to my GOAT, bro. So I made Obito. Did a little cool video. I thought it was dope because when I do the beat switch on Obito, like in the first part of the video, I'm like wearing all my jewelry and shit like that, and then like I strip it all down in the second part of the video and just wear my Vegeta shirt and like the Nerd Life hat. It was intentional, right? And yeah, so then I dropped Revenge of the Nerd, but I slept on my album. I slept on it because once I dropped it, because I was doing little promotions and stuff there. When I do the freestyles, I'll do the little promo video at the end of the freestyle, kind of like how Rick Ross and them used to do it back in the day in the YouTube videos. How like a song will play, or before a music video start, it'll play a song from the album and say, hey, God forgives, but I don't, coming out now, and then the song will play. I was doing little shit like that, like just trying to figure out how does marketing look like for me, and how can I take advantage of visuals and stuff, and I'm pretty much recording a bunch of all these videos in my house or my crib at the time. So then yeah, bruh. But as I'm going through this, the person I'm dealing with at the time, we not seeing eye to eye. Then my money tightening up. It's getting harder to get these gigs. The shows are not as consistent as I wanted, so I'm kind of struggling. And then I lost the car, so like I can't move around like I was before. So I was going through it, and I remember sitting thinking to myself, like, how the fuck I let myself get here, bro? I was just up. I was up 30, and I bullshitted. And opposed to coming back home and locking in, going like, all right, let me make sure I'm taking the stock shit serious. I'm thinking, nah, fuck that. I'm up. I'm gonna survive off of gigs. I'm gonna do this acting shit so I get my money, and I could just pour all this shit into my music. And it didn't pan out that way. And I was putting in the effort because I really wasn't bullshitting. Like I told y'all before, even at this time, I wasn't even really playing video games and shit like that, bro. I was really outside. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. I got my first 70-inch TV. You know what I'm saying? That shit felt good, bro. To be in my apartment with my 70-inch, got my PS5 there. Like, I ain't even playing that hard. I just got that shit there. Like, when I come home, throw on some Martin or some shit like that. Like, it felt good. Like, I did live pretty straight for that 2 years out of my little apartment. But yeah, shit had got tough, and then that's when I had to make a decision whether I'm because I had to leave the apartment, and then I went up in this roommating with the girl I was dating. Even though we stopped, however worked, because I'm not trying to be too fucking transparent, but I ended up roommating with another girl, a friend of mine's friend, and she bad as fuck too, but that was a whole different situation. I ain't even gonna talk about that because that's kind of fresh, because that's where I was staying at before coming to Puerto Rico. And low key, it's funny how, man, people just be ungrateful, bro. But at the same time, it is love, and I did appreciate this circumstance because she was kind of in the same situation I was at the time, where these people abandoned her hella late and whatever and slid, and she was kind of stuck in the circumstance. It was difficult for her, so it worked both within our favor. But that's when I ended up getting I started looking into working at the post office, and I got lucky and got in that bitch, boy. So but that's kind of like fast forward in a little bit, because when I ended up working at the post office, this is around the same time. That's when I started. When I started working at the post office. It was 2024 already, but that's when I kind of was like, all right, man, I'm doing more freestyles, but I kind of didn't know what to do. I didn't have an idea or nothing I was kind of uninspired because life is hitting me, and I'm like, man, I don't even want to make music. And like, I still want to make music. I still want to push for my dreams, but I'm hearing like even the homies, bro, like talk about, man, motherfuckers ain't listening to hip hop and shit no more, bro. Motherfuckers tapped in the country now and all this type of shit. Like 2020, they were talking about this in 2024, and so these are things that I have in my head and shit like that. Like, bro, you still trying to do this, bro? Like, for real, like, you've been throwing everything into this. You ain't really getting nothing back, bro. We support you and all that and all this cool shit, bro. You got to get your life together, though, bro, because you really struggling right now. And it's crazy because, like, my homies, these niggas is in great places, bro. Like, and I'm so proud of them because, we all came from the same environment. So to see the same homies that we used to fucking jump off the second floor so motherfucker don't tag you in manhunt is now in the Tesla, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Taking his daughter to school and shit like that. And like, that's beautiful. I got to see my homies grow up and elevate and actually become men and deep dive into the things that they're doing. But at least for me, I didn't, I bullshitted, you know what I'm saying? And again, I wouldn't change nothing, but I just want to be honest and transparent, especially for anyone that fucks with me or any listener that is going through a similar situation or have experienced these things. I want you to be like, damn, bro, like, he hold, bro, and I might be, let me not do what he did so I could, elevate faster than what he got to, because maybe I had to experience all this shit so I could tell my story and prevent someone else from experiencing the same thing, because I already made the mistakes. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change nothing. I'm happy as fuck. I'm in Puerto Rico right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm busting my ass still. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to drop a tape next fucking Sunday on my birthday. Turning 36, bro. And So, but I still, I recognize where I made faults that led to certain spaces I was in my life, because everything that happens to you is not only happening for you, but you did it to yourself. I remember somebody told me that when I used to work at the Lord. It's like, anything that bad happened to you, it's your fault. And I, quick the ego, like, no, that's not true. This person, no, it's your fault. Anything that bad that happens to you, it's your fault. You just have to sit and think about why. And some people don't know how to recognize the hard, ugly truths. And funny, as we was talking about this, Mr. Morale is a perfect example of, like, I love that how the album is like kind of centered on therapy. And there's even songs that I didn't really like. Even when I first heard it, I liked it, but it holds even more weight now. Like, Rich Spirit is my affirmation song. When I want to feel good, I'm putting on Rich Spirit. You got me fucked up. Rich nigga, broke phone, trying to keep my balance, stay strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Oh, bitch, I'm attractive. Can't fuck with you no more. I'm fasting. You know, crazy how cool that sound, but how deep that is. He talking about fasting on a song. Imagine someone who don't know what fasting is, or only looks at fasting from the perspective of a religious point of view, and not how in holistic health, or how, in a different space, how that's actually a benefit to you and to your body, and to help you purge. I mean, anyways, so in 2024, I ended up start working at the post office. I'm roommating with this girl. I'm starting to make the tape or whatever. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do. But that around this time, I went through this phase where I'm just like listening. Like, I really wanted to hear Kendrick, and then I've ran into, what's the song? The first I started realizing, oh, there's unreleased Kendrick songs out. So it made me had the same feeling of like when I was a Wayne fan, and like back in the day, we didn't have like this like. How we absorb music was through Kazaa or fucking LimeWire, or Napster. So we're downloading. So I type in Lil Wayne, everything that say Lil Wayne, download. So it'd be obscure songs that I never seen a video for, and it's not on the album, and it's on a fucking random compilation mixtape. That I'm like, where the fuck this came from? So when I'm seeing I'm on YouTube and I'm looking, and there's a bunch of unreleased like Kendrick Lamar songs, it gave me the same feeling of like, oh, I remember when I was listening to these random Wayne songs. Now this is, I'm like, oh shit. And then like, you hear the song, you might be able to pinpoint, oh, this might be in the era when he was making Damn, because this kind of, he said this and he said this on this tape too. And I think the first song that I heard was I'm Better, and I love I'm Better, bro. That's why I rapped over it. Wu-Tang Clan, how my angels get up. Life on life, tell me how you settle. Nigga ask me what I'm doing this year. I'm better. Crisis, don't tell him. G4, blood, tech levels. Nigga ask me what I'm doing this year. How I'm doing this year. I'm better. I was like, nah. That's what inspired me to rap over that, which is crazy. Kendrick, thank you so much. It's really because of Kendrick that I started going crazy on the YouTube, because I didn't realize. So, all right, this is the cool shit, right? It's funny how the chain of events go. I'm obsessed with these Kendrick Lamar unreleased songs, right? I had a song that I did over a Lil Wayne song called Millionaire's Row. Now, granted, the song Millionaire's Row, when I first heard it, it had a open verse. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I rapped over it? But I don't want to post it like it's my song, but I'll just put unofficial remix or whatever the case may be. So, you know what I'm saying? But this way, because I want people to hear me rapping with Wayne and could imagine me rapping with Wayne because they're hearing it, right? This is where, like, the ideas with, like, a lot of the freestyles, especially in 2024, I'll just put my 16 in the song so you could hear me in the song. And be like, oh, I could hear him rapping with Glorilla. Or I could hear him rapping with the Baby. Or I could hear him rapping with Talib. Or I could hear him rapping with. That was the idea. Like, I want to manifest rapping with my favorite artists. It's funny, in my book over here, I got written down everyone I want to work with. It's like a fucking 50 people in that fucking piece. It's probably more that I just didn't think of, but that shit written on my fucking notebook. So I'm listening to like Millionaire's Row. I think the song called is Prayer, which is so, I think the song is his prayer, I think, where Kendrick is I think am I butchering the name? But it's a Kendrick Lamar song where he's rapping from 3 different perspectives. It's literally the same thing that he did on the Heart Part 4 the Heart Part 5 at the last verse where he's rapping from the perspective of Nipsey, right? The song Prayer, he's doing that from 3 different POVs. And I think Kendrick did that shit on goddamn Reincarnated, right? So, but Prayer is the first time I got to hear that technique and that, be utilized, and I was like so impressed, right? I'm like, wow, this is really dope, because it makes you think, like, because how he's rapping it, he's rapping it to where if you already understand the references, you know what he's talking about, but it's vague enough so it almost sounds like he's, you could think it's his story, but he's telling it from different. Anyways, that shit left a crazy impression on me. As a matter of fact, shout out to my motherfucking dog Dosha, bruh. Cause he's making this Dragon Ball tape that is a compilation tape with a bunch of different artists from like Miami and stuff, and it's like all Dragon Balls. I don't know what the process. I don't want to say too much because I don't know if this is like an announcer or whatever. But I just know I'm in a big ass group chat with a bunch of people that love Dragon Ball Z and make rap music. Anyways, he gave me the privilege of having a song on there, right? And in the timeline of the tape, it's when Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2. Because y'all know I'm Gohan, bro. I'm fucking Gohan. Right now, I'm in beast mode, you feel me? Because I've been outside, I'm like, yo, I got to prove to Goku, Vegeta, Goten, Trunks that not only do I still got it, but I'm leveled up now, you know what I'm saying? Beast Gohan in this bitch. I could, you know what I'm saying? I can't be Ultra Instinct Goku. But, you feel me? I could throw hands, though. You know what I'm saying? I can get a couple hits in, you feel me? I'm going to dodge some shit, too. Now, if we beam struggle, I'm going to lose. But, you know what I'm saying? I can keep up at least. So, on the song, it's based on Super Saiyan Gohan on Super Saiyan 2 or whatever, right? Turns Super Saiyan 2 the first time. So, the way that I approached the writing, I approached it from the same way that Kendrick approached Prayer or Reincarnated, to where like I'm rapping from the perspective of Gohan, but the way that what I'm talking about and how I'm rapping it, it's still in my truth. Right, like I ain't want to fight. They forced me to, but I can't stand to lose. But if I don't take these L's, how could I lose? How could I learn what a win would do for me? Learn my way from Demon King. I heard Kami when he speak. I ain't want to fight. They forced me to, but I can't stand to lose. Man, I just share with y'all my little brother. Me defending my brother and I got beat up. I don't want to fight. They forced me to. I can't stand to lose. But if I don't take these L's, how could I learn what a win would do for me? Learn my ways from Demon King. I heard Kami when he speak. At this age, my pops was something. At this age, he wasn't weak. Watched me train for days and weeks. Improve my movement and my speech. When enraged, I can't hold it. I advise, don't play with me. I've been said I was my beast, but that's my future self I see. Get it? Like, I'm talking about Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but I knew I was a beast, but that's my future self I see, like way later in the timeline. Dope as fuck. So like the first verse is me talking about Gohan up until that point. The second verse is me being in the moment of like right before he turns Super Saiyan 2. And then the third verse is after he's Super Saiyan 2. No, I lied. The second verse is after Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. Like I'm talking about like, oh, I'm leveled up and whatever. But now I'm being over cocky, just like how Gohan was in the show. He turned Super Saiyan 2. He knew he could have killed Cell whenever he wanted, but he was bullshitting, trying to like show out. And then because of that, his mistake, his dad ends up dying. And then fucking now I gotta really fucking show out. But now I'm hurting all that stuff. And the third verse is like the Kamehameha wave. I don't even remember how it sound. I know Dosha about to go crazy with the mix, and because his beat was fire as fuck. So I can't wait till that actually drops, because I think that's gonna be a fire ass. Because even all the other Miami artists, they so fucking raw. Miami got some artists for your ass, bro. All the other cities better watch out. There's a bunch of hungry MCs, not rappers, a bunch of hungry MCs that they ready for it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me. It's a bunch of us out here. Yeah, bro. So I'm listening to a bunch of Kendrick unreleased music at this time. I rap over on Better, right? So I was like, nah, I wanna do my version of this, but it wouldn't be. I'm like, let me do the same thing I did with the Lil Wayne song. I wonder if it does anything, because if best case scenario, fucking Kendrick fans gonna want to fuck with me, like, oh, I mean, so then that's why I flipped. That's why even the way I came on Blame Lil Wayne for the reason I'm rapping. Feeling like ho when he made Blue Magic. Nigga asked me what I'm doing this year. I'm rapping. I wanted to kind of play off the same energy Kendrick had. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's like, Wu-Tang Clan had my Angels get up. I was like, all right, I gotta do a rap reference in the beginning. So I was like, blame Lil Wayne for the reason I'm rapping, which is true. Wayne is the reason I'm rapping. I seen Wayne. I said I could do it too. Not that I could do it too, but I want to rap like Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I got my first tattoo, the girl's name that I showed y'all before, because like Wayne got tattoos. I want to tattoo like Lil Wayne. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm kind of paying homage to my favorite rapper, but at the same time, I'm rapping with my goats and like all that. And thank God it's the first time I mean, outside of the Wayne video, that because it did this thing, but that's the second video that had like 50,000 views. And then when the rap battle started, UMG copyright struck my shit. And I was in a group text like, bro, Drake fucking with me. I was just talking shit. I was being like, man, Drake copy struck my video. My second 50,000 views, and now that shit was copy struck. I still gotta go on YouTube and goddamn do the little things so they can take that shit off. Cause that, man, that's some bullshit, bro. And then someone posted like, hey man, left a comment like, hey, can you post it, like repost it again? And I posted, and I guess they let it slide this time. The I'm Better remix, unofficial remix. But yeah, so coincidentally, right? I'm listening to I got this phase where I'm listening to Kendrick unreleased music. I end up listening to Kendrick unreleased music. I don't know what came out first, whether it was like that or I tapped in with Leon Lucy. Leon Lucy is the producer that produced 7 Days of Manifestation Theory, right? Which was mad refreshing because Leon, he put his foot in them fucking beats, and I like that the way he produces, like it sounded, because he loved Kendrick and Cole, and like we kind of fuck with the same music, especially we're both big ass Kendrick fans. And so the way he produced, he was making like he was making whatever he was making at the time was what I needed to rap. I'm like, yo, this sounds like what's happening now, but it sounds different, and I feel and I like it, so I could approach it from a place of love. Like I got something I have to say. So I don't know if like that came out before or after I met with Leon, but I remember Leon hit me up on the gram. He's like, hey bro, I see that you rapped over this I was looking for Kendrick raw vocals, and I see that you rapped over this Kendrick unreleased freestyle. And he's like, bro, we should tap in. I was like, yeah, bet, bro. So he sent me his email. He sent me a beat pack. Literally, the beat pack had 8 songs. 7 of them, is that? Yeah, 7 of them, from front to back, low key too, were all for 7 days. And then one of them, which I rapped over it, but it's sitting in my it's just sitting on my computer right now. I should revisit that, see how it sounds. So now, mind you, as he sent me this beat pack, right? I'm thinking, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna, I gotta do something with this, right? So I was kind of contemplating how I'm gonna go about this shit or whatever. Like the reason it's called 7 days, I recorded every song in one day, right? Not consecutively, not like 7 days back to back, but I recorded this song this day, and then recorded track 2 the next day, and then whenever I record track 3, it took one. I spent a day on each song, and from a 7-day period. Probably took like 8 or 9 days, but because they probably didn't record, I was working or whatever. But it took 7 days to make each song, literally, because each song took 1 day, right? Wrote it, recorded it, mixed it, boom, done, like all in the 1 day. So that's why initially it was called 7 days. So I initially, all right, let's make the 7-track EP or like a little tape, and then I'll just drop it. We drop it, mind you, right? Again, like this is when the beef is starting to pop off. So me already being the homie hyped about like that, like, oh my god, I like that. And then Drake fucking push-ups had dropped or whatever. And then right before Euphoria, right? And I remember because I was I always drop a tape on my birthday. So 7 days was released on May 17th. And then obviously before that, fucking this motherfucker Dot dropped Euphoria on May 4th. And I remember, oh my god, when Euphoria dropped, bro, this shit felt so good. Like, I think I talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. again, it's like some superhero shit, or like some like when, because I'm listening to Kendrick unreleased songs because I just want to listen to Kendrick. Now this beat just popped off, beef just popped off, right? Like that is crazy because oh, we got Kendrick on a Future song over this fucking beat that I've heard Wayne hop on before. Oh, this is like my nostalgia and hip hop hype is at a level 10. Then, oh, Drake engaged. He really engaged. He's rapping to Kendrick, so you know Kendrick is gonna reply. So I'm excited to see what Kendrick. Even though there's some, like especially at the time, motherfuckers was trying to doubt like, nah, Kendrick take too long to rap and this that. Like, bruh, like, because I'm a rapper and I love what I do. There's a lot of times where people are not posting or showing you what they're doing, but they're doing it. Kendrick don't even look or rap like somebody that does this shit on his leisure time. You get what I'm saying? Who knows what the fuck they doing? And if he's so intricate in the way that he builds his albums and goes into every nuance and detail, and people could do all these breakdowns and all this type of stuff he already done, where in your motherfucking mind do you think that he's not gonna approach this situation in the exact same way, right? So I remember people kind of doubt. I remember one of the homies like, man, I don't know what Doc gonna do, bro. You know, Drake, he coming in, that shit kind of hard. I'm like, bro, all right, think what you want to. So then goddamn, them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The famous actor we once knew was looking paranoid and not spiraling. You looking just like a degenerate, heavy, really experience, tasteful, not calculating, not as calculated. I could even predict your angles. Oh my God. Man, that's I love that song because it felt good and it was hype too. He had that kind of the same DNA, like energy, like DNA, but he was like snapping. I ain't think well, Reaper, Reaper. What I saw, okay, got a Benjamin and a Jackson out in my house like I'm Joe, okay? Hellcat. Me and homeboy say, oh my God. All right, never mind. I don't want to butcher. That's one of the greatest songs ever. But I remember me and the homies was hyped. Like, oh, Kendrick back, bro. Kendrick out here. Kendrick really outside. And goddamn, and me and the homie Leon was going hype, bro. Like, oh, this is crazy, bro. So I remember we just hyped everything's going on. And They Not Like Us dropped. And then They Not Like Us is another, like, what the fuck? Oh, this is crazy. And then all this is happening at the same time. Shout out to Drink Chance Sports. Drink Chance Paul. He had this event called Miami Meets Miami. He had a bunch of Miami artists like gather up and like, and he was there's like different episodes and seasons with like the artists in the space or whatever. And then I performed some of the songs from 7 Days, and then I performed one of the songs from Revenge of the Nerd. And shout out to my motherfucking dog Liddy Willie, cause I seen the homie at the cause we, you know what I'm saying, we used to see each other around, being in the same spaces. And then when I seen him, I'm like, hey, my dog. So we chopping it up or whatever. And he shared something with me that blew my mind. Cause the last song that I performed at that event, I performed the first song I performed was the intro. I performed goddamn how I forget the intro to my own motherfucking song, bro. You work too much, ugly boy. Hold on. I'm trying every day since you been gone. Oh, 1111 Down South. So I performed 1111 Down South. I performed Little Carter, and then the last song that I performed was Rich Thoughts off of Revenge of the Nerd. Amaury don't need a Mary Jeans. I just want to double out the same car Meek drove on the interview with Tax Stone. I can make him win. I'ma still be rocking polo with some Michael Jordan sneakers and Louis Vuitton logos on my jackets. I used to want a ratchet chick. Now I'm in the mansion. I had chasing all these actions. Young's been an activist from now Valley consciousness. Sweater got to turn a pessimist to optimist. Wait, rolling on the left wrist, gold band, blackface on the diamonds in the frame like I'm Richie Rich. Niggas unchanged. I came like on some pock shit deep inside my pocket. When I pull it, I would not mix pow. Goal is on target. Came through, pull the baddest budget, put the baddest bitch in the club with a shirt I got from Target. Yeah, I got noggin. She had nodding. Whether it's fucking or music, she say your boy got it. That's me when I think I'm rich and I'm gonna have wealth right before I have a kid. Yeah, I love that fucking song. Anyways, I performed that, and when I was talking to the homie Liddy Willie, he was like, "Man, bro, that's my shit." What? he's like, yeah, Revenge of the Nerd, bro. He's like, bro, and then he shared with me something. He shared with me one of the mutual homie of mine, which I respect and fuck with, because he was one of the cats that I was seeing rap in Miami-Dade before I was even really doing this shit for real. And he's like, yeah, bro, I was talking to the homie about it. That's a fire tape or something along those lines. I don't want to misquote what he said, but it was within that spectrum of, you know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the energy, and it blew my mind. It made me go back to, because I kind of abandoned Revenge of the Nerd after I dropped it, and I heard Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I went straight to start figuring out what I'm gonna do next, and kind of not. I'm like, man, shit, I don't know if I'm ever make something as great as this, so when he said that, I had to revisit my own tape, and I got to appreciate it now. I was like, man, Revenge of the Nerd is like my To Pimp a Butterfly. Nope. Now, while I say this, To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest album of all time in my point of view. Revenge of the Nerd is not even a tenth of To Pimp a Butterfly. But I'm just saying, from a sonic perspective, it's my first time producing myself, so I took not risks sonically, but I ended up it didn't sound like nothing that was out at the time, and it still doesn't sound like nothing, right? I was just really into me, and still kind of experimenting at the time and not realizing everything I could do, especially from a production standpoint. Being limited in the what I'm capable of doing. But yeah, so all this is happening at the same time. The beef is happening. They Not Like Us dropping. That shit is just a whole. I rapped on that. That's like I immediately, because people was hating too, like trying to hate everyone on Kendrick dick. I've been hearing all this type of shit, like, and I thought someone was being slightful toward me. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just let y'all know I ain't playing with this shit. I just dropped the tape. I'm not playing. I'm about to drop. I'm not playing with this. I'm gonna drop the Day Night Like Us freestyle. And I think I did it. Nah, I didn't do it the next day it dropped. I got to a point, and I don't know when this actually started with the freestyles, but if somebody dropped the song and I loved it, I was trying to get that verse off and dropped before the day was over with, or at least the next day. I for sure did that with good credit. You got me fucked up. Kendrick on goddamn Playboy Cardi album. I'm not a crazy Playboy Cardi fan, but I know how big this album is to like culture, and Dot on here fresh off this beef, and his verse is crazy. Oh, I'm getting my verse off today. You got me fucked up. That shit was blowing my mind. I stayed up the whole night waiting for the goddamn verse to drop. I wouldn't pop up on YouTube until early in the morning. Now I'm at work like, bro, I want to be here, bro. I want to be laying this verse down. Got to the crib as soon as I got home and just started working on it. I don't even think I had words like you know what I'm saying? Especially at the time, I was still fairly new at the job, so it's kind of hard to write and work at the same time, like in my head, because there's so much I got to think about. Or taking mind space. Anyways, so that's just a little side story. But so boom, all this shit with motherfucking all this shit's taking place, like with the beef and all this, the hype, all the homies is going crazy. I remember us all in the group text watching and listening to this shit in real time and being like, ooh, like I remember when Drake was dropping Family Matters. And we was all watching it on Discord, and it was kind of eerie because, like, obviously now you realize, oh shit, that was in the same van that they had, and now it's like it looked kind of crazy, corny. But at the time, in real time, I remember one of the homies like, shit, I don't know how Kendrick come from this, and we looking like that's kind of like crushing the van, like that was hella disrespectful. That shit felt nasty. And granted, you know it's funny as fuck too, and not to. It's funny how life has weird parallels and shit like that. My car that I was driving in high school, like before I got my 95 Avenger, we was whipping in my mama van. My mama had an all white van with some little blue stripe shit on the side. Like we actually went to prom in my mama white van. We spray painted the cool kids and shit, and fucking put little fake Playboy punches. Like we spray painted my mama van with the hair spray thing, thinking, oh yeah, we'll be able to wash it off. Then we couldn't wash that shit off. It took forever. And then my mama whipping for the next week with the cool kids spray paint on the side of her goddamn van. That's hilarious. Anyways, I'm sorry. I know I'm diverting. So we end up going to, so as all this shit is taking place, Leon hit me with the idea like, hey, bruh, we should do a deluxe. I'm like, deluxe? That sound I've never done a deluxe before. I just want to do a deluxe and say I got a deluxe. All right, cool. So one of the first beats. So I'm like, all right, I'm listening to 7 Days, and I'm thinking, what am I missing? Mind you, at this time, I started watching The Bigger Picture, right, with Elliot Wilson, DJ Head, and Jeremy Hecht, right, and I don't know what episode or whatever, but I remember DJ Head was talking or was explaining something about slaps. Like, yo, there's no like you gotta have the bop for the club or the hit or for the something that's gonna. What's the record, right? Like, what's the actual record? And I was thinking like, yo, all right, what is 7 Days missing? Cause I love it. 7 Days, I treated it like it's 4 for 4. Like I wasn't trying to make a hit song. I was trying to express how I was feeling, and I was trying to make songs, right? Like if you listen to Level Up is a song, right? It's structured a song where I wanted that shit to play, but at the same time, like the other songs, like fucking, like God, why do I exist? How come every purpose is a paper chase? How I'm supposed to eat when there's no bread to make? I'm spending my time in there. Like all that came from like a pure raw place. Even the words, I don't think I wrote too much to that album. It was more so like just trying to be present and be vulnerable too about how I felt about hip hop from my perspective as an underground artist in Miami at the time, right? Like how it became, it was all business. People ain't tripping. They just, the local artists ain't getting no advice. Like, who gonna want to see me perform when fucking this person performing in a venue next door and they popping and they from fucking Alaska or some shit. Like, so much shit going on in Miami. I'm sure it's like that in other major cities too. Like, but this is just from my perspective. So 7 Days is a real transparent, personal track about like my struggle with continuing in my purpose. Right. So the manifestation theory came from like, oh, because obviously even the name 7 Days, it's homage to Tupac. So the manifestation theory came. I was like, okay, these next 4 songs, these got to be the slaps. These got to be the songs that hit, but they got to still be cohesive with the tape. And obviously when Euphoria dropped out, I'm obsessed with Euphoria. So my Leon, he had made a beat that was kind of within the same energy, right? Which eventually that song became Inside Out. And I remember being excited for Inside Out because that beats, it's how he did that beat switch in the end, and it goes from like really hype and all fucking, and then it turns kind of dark. Is different because in Euphoria there's beat switches that take place. It does change the energy of the song, but the way Leon did his version, it was a little more extreme with the like, it went from really light to like dark, right? So it allowed me to kind of go like, that's why it's called Inside Out, because I'm hype, I'm turned up, I'm telling you that I'm outside, that yeah, I used to be, woo, you know what I'm saying, they used to clown me, but now shit, woo, I'm over here getting, man, I'm just popping my shit, but it's like, turn up, we outside. And then when it turns into when the beat changes, I'm in introspective now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I'm healing myself. Like, I was outside, but I'm really healing myself internally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm kind of give you the outside and the inside. That's why it's called Inside Out. And even going back, we're gonna end up having a Kendrick episode. But even when I listened to Euphoria for the first time, there's 2 things that I noticed, right? One, I was paying attention to Kendrick's vocals, and then I realized, oh, I don't hear no effects on his vocals. So every time sonically something's changing, he's changing the texture of his vocals with his vocal performance. It's not something that's being edited. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. But from my POV, it's him doing that. I'm like, oh shit, he really motherfucking changing his vocal tech. That's something I noticed, and I took heed in. So like, you obviously, the music that came after that from me, I'm here playing with the textures of my vocals and realize how that important that is as a technique in your way of rapping. If you rap one way all the time, even if you have the best bars in the world, you might not even get something across because you're not changing how your voice sounds, so people could like, it's like in a movie or a video game, if you're playing a level and the level look, no matter how cool the combos is and like the fighting and stuff like that, if the level looks the same as you're playing the whole game, it's gonna get boring. No matter how fire the fucking video game mechanics are. If I'm in the desert the whole game, it's just gonna, I'm not, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm like, damn, structure, like his textures of vocals is crazy. Like he's vocal performing his ass off. Two, the structure of Euphoria, I ain't gonna lie, I really thought this was gonna be some new shit. Like, also motherfuckers is making hooks now that are not really hooks, but they hooks. Like, I hate the way that you talk, the way that you walk, I hate the way that you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. He repeated it as a way where it's, I thought this was gonna be the hook, but it really wasn't a hook, and it was just a bridge to continue whatever idea he kept going in the verse. But he did it in a way where it's like, oh, that's fire, bruh. This is what we doing. This some new shit. This some high level new rap shit. I'm thinking Kendrick pull. I'm sure this would. He pulling shit out the chest. Like, y'all, I bet y'all ain't seen nothing like this before. All right, y'all over here rapping, doing a little. Okay, I see y'all shit. This some new shit here. I'm gonna fuck the game up with this. Bam. And so I approached Inside Out that way, and then obviously then I made fucking goddamn what's the sun. Stare at the sun, feeling like I am the prodigal son. Yeah, I gotta eat. Feeling like Nori, cause I'm gonna run. Yeah, I'm gonna run. Dropping it. I was trying to make slaps, bro. I was like, fuck, that would make 4 slaps. And it made 7 Days of Manifestation Theory now sounds complete because of the structure. Like 7 days was amazing and cool, but it still felt very niche. And like those, it's crazy how those additional 4 songs made it fleshed it out to make it feel like a real album. So shout out to Leon Lucy, man. That's our classic, bruh. I feel like 7 Days is one of the ones. Vibrate Higher, what the fuck? That's ill too. Vibrate Higher is I didn't realize. I'm not gonna say the sample because I didn't realize none of these shits were samples after the fact. So God, please don't let none of this shit go be and fuck me up later on. But I get the, you know what I'm saying. I paid homage to Cole and Dot. Like, that shit was dope. Like, sorry, Cole, I went about the Fate Protect. Nah, I ain't trying to flex. I'm just trying to manifest. I talked to God. I wonder when I will be in position to. Well, I wonder when I will be in position to drop 2 million on a watch and have the time to achieve what my fucking goals. Hard to get auditions, niggas playing like a movie role. And that was, I said the J. Cole, sorry Cole, I went about the Fate Protect because in that I think around that time he had dropped that song with Yachty, and they was talking. He said something along the lines of like, motherfuckers buying fake protects and shit like that. And nah, bro, I bought the fake one because I'm trying to manifest the real one. And then I gotta pay homage to Dot, bro. Like, thank you, Dot, for rapping on the unreleased. I gotta thank you every day for indirectly helping me. I hope you breathe 100 years, and in that time I heard a verse. I've been putting work. Hopefully I'll make a legend smirk. Wait, hold up, pass me the torch. Johnny Stone, Chris Evans on these hoes. No Fantastic Four. Better put your bitch in figure 4. That's an inside joke. Every time she wear that wrestling suit, baby, take it off. It looks better when it's off you. Let me off you. I'ma kill it, rebuild you and revive you. You know what, young on? I've been on my grind, dog. Word to the team. I'm like, move tough on the Outlaws. It's a vibe. Catch a vibe. Go to 2 chains around my neck. I'm not a titty boy, but her, she got that essence. I bet the shake. Come on, fries, baby. You know I'm a flow. Baby, I'm a floater boy. I'm in the bushes like I'm plies. Hey, Amaury said a lot of things, but I ain't never lie. Hey, shout out to my exes, my new little thing. Great. See, niggas grinding on the ab lib too, y'all. You catch it. Nah, I was playing. But oh man, 7 Days of Manifestation Theory was just such a refreshing thing. Shout out to Leon. We gonna lock in on something too. We talked about him not too long ago. I just been, now that this is done, now I could be free. I have no idea. When I'm obsessed or like fixated on making something, that is the focus. That's how I treat it. I want to do nothing else but focus on that. Know what I mean? Some people might approach it a little differently, and everyone's entitled to the way they approach things, but at least me, I gotta get this done. So like, I'll do shit in between, like obviously the freestyles and stuff. That's kind of me still kind of practicing too in real time. But now that this is done, I could be free and just create, even though I know where the next tape is going. I'm not gonna rush to start making anything yet. I want to actually get better at production, and I want to get better at like, I'm still getting better as an art. Like I want to make songs, right? Like I want to make songs. I am making songs. I think this album has songs. I think Mo Money, like Dogma, The Workup, Mo Money, and Cash Advance sounds like great songs. Then when you get into the rapper, I'm really rapping, even though those are songs too, structured like songs. But this, I'm getting more of my pen. And then the Stoic-Man, it's really for me. I especially Icha, which that name is the book that Kakashi carries that was written by Jiraiya, right? Even though the context of the book he written, he did some other shit, but I just thought that was ill. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling my raps, everything I'm talking right now, I'm telling y'all for the past couple episodes, this is me putting it in music form the best way that I can. So each a brand new day in credits. That's that's me to its fullest, and like leaning into the combination of the worker and the rapper. But I feel like the next project, I think I'll be able to get way better into my songwriting, because I want to make song. I want to eventually have something on the radio. I want to be able to perform something that people could absorb, and still rap my ass off, and still like stand 10 toes on who I am and what I believe in, and not compromise. Like I'm a grown ass man now. Y'all not gonna hear me talking about selling drugs and killing people, because that's never been my life. Okay. Have I smoked? Have I bought stuff? Have I, do I know trappers? Do I know people? Do I dog on probation right now? Yes, but that's not, I don't even want to fucking talk about certain things, because like, and at the end of the day, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta lean into me the best way I can. I want whoever becomes a fan of me, whoever experiences me, I want you to get my raw, authentic self of me. You know what I'm saying? As best as I can. You know what I mean? I'm a student of Tupac. One of the best qualities of Tupac, he kept it real. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't finna, nope. All my, you know what I'm saying? Authenticity is very important. And not just for me, people that look up to me, or people that fuck with me, or people that experience me, I can't hold, bruh. There's a little kid right now probably looking at me like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? And I know, I got little bros, I got people that fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And I seen how even me being a good person, or me standing on certain principles affected them in some type of way, or how they think or move or operate. So for me to like compromise now, I'll spit in the face of everyone that ever supported me in any type of way. Know what I mean? So anyways, thank you guys for tapping into this. Took hella longer. I gotta wake up early as motherfucker to work tomorrow. Y'all know this. But for everyone that listened to the freestyles, thank you. To anyone listening to the podcast, thank you. For anyone anticipating the album, thank you. For anyone who just support me in any capacity, thank you. I'm really tired. These past, you know what I'm saying, I've been putting in a lot of work. I actually saw Michael Jackson today too. That's another thing. And damn, I want to introduce a segment in the podcast called Nerd Talk, because like the fucking Avengers trailer leaked low key, and I got it on my phone. And I'm like, yo, it's crazy. I'll be cool to talk about this shit, but maybe next episode I would actually officially introduce Nerd Talk segment at the end of the show. Because right now these episodes are generally based on like the album, but also my story. Because I feel like I gotta share what I've been experiencing this whole time. Because you know what I'm saying? No one really, people that know me, but I'm saying the world, you just got the music, and it's so much more layers to me, and this is the best way for me to give you context to the music that I'm having, and give you some type of visual content, give you some type of extra content that's not music, so you could experience me. And I think one of the best qualities of myself is that I know how to communicate, or at least I think so. I don't know, maybe I not like it, but anyways, thank you guys for tapping in. Thank you to all my supporters. I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed, y'all stay high vibrations, and manifest your motherfucking goals. I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay easy. Peace.